gifted.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I think I put the thing in the wrong. Could someone speak?
Hello.
Alright, yeah. Yeah, I think my audio's coming out right now?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
No, not my audio to you, my audio coming in.
I can't hear what you're hearing, so...
No, that's what I mean. Before it was, like, coming out more louder than it should have. My headphones have that thing where if they're, like, twisted in at, like, 1 degree off, everything's off. Like the actual audio jack. Yeah, quality. That's what you get. So, last session I feel like I did a lot of things wrong because I was so focused on something that happened to me physically that I was just, paying way too much attention to that rather than the game. But now my excuse going in is this was an awful day. Jesus Christ, it was so much. So,
I mean, if you're not feeling up to it, I mean, if you need some personal time,
it's preferable I do this than suffering about it. It's just something's great about the day when you encounter 3 hackers in a row in different games, 3 different games. One of the games where you can actually like team kick people for hacking. They go, nah, after you tell them, and the one guy, you go, yo, I think this guy's hacking, and the guy goes, I am actually. What are you gonna do about it? And I'm like, wow. And then, you know how like places have coupons?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like real life places, like restaurants.
Yeah.
I go to use a coupon at a fast food place, and they get really upset with me for using said coupon. And when I ask them if they have a thing that's on the menu, they go, no, we don't. I'm going, okay, well, give me a moment to think about it, because it's one of those things where you need to buy something to get it, And I'm going, well, my sister likes these mozzarella sticks, so since you don't have them, give me a second to think what she would want instead, because she can't eat most of the stuff on the menu, because it's fast food, And the manager, apparently, who that was, because she had to come in and type in the coupon, because the cashier doesn't know how to do it, was standing there for about 12 seconds before she said, decide now or I'm voiding the coupon.
So that's the manager.
So, just, wow, what a day. Fucking people.
Everyone wants to think that they're better than you, and everyone wants to act that way, so there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, just sad, really. Gick, you want to go through your day real fast? The day that you weren't here?
Sure. Do you want me to essentially just talk about the
Yeah, just a quick rundown, and then I'll stop you at a thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it was I guess that day sort of just started with getting up and getting himself ready, and night watch doesn't have till night. So yeah, I guess he would have he went and hunted down his buddy Carnage, and
My immediate
check with him.
Had you just pull out like a cell phone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I figure if Gick probably, I mean, assuming Gick hasn't like spent time with Carnage like outside of work before, Gick would go down to Carnage's precinct and find out where maybe he could find Carnage.
Hey Warren.
Hello.
I did some ranting earlier to buy you time. So if you're doing this during the day, Carnage is a night watch, so like the best you'll get out of people who probably don't want your business Gick would that he's not. He doesn't. They don't know really. They probably wouldn't. Even if they knew, they're giving you that like kind of snobbish behavior.
I mean, Gick will just be like, "Well, I guess I can wait here till Night Watch kicks in. Then I'm not really doing anything else. So, I mean, this looks like a good place to hang around if no one knows where I can find him."
Yeah, man. I mean, Do you want to roll a diplomacy and intimidate? I don't know.
I'll roll intimidate.
Yeah. Just for them to be like looking at you like,
To be sure, all of you can hear me, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
You're good.
Discord was saying that I wasn't making any sound. Just wanted to be sure.
No, it's a fair thing to make sure.
All right. Okay.
So we start the game off strong by making the most pointless intimidate check as you're
Right.
just standing there, and then one of them is just like, do what it wants. So yeah, they'll with your incredibly accurate information that one of them will write down information on. They're like, one of them's pulling up files, going, "What if you can't find him? What if he comes back and bothers us?" And like, I just fucking so they scramble and get you their best guess at where he is, and yeah, assuming that I'm kind of going because I'm thinking like to make this faster, I figured you'd like go to the building. And then you'd ask some really not important PCs about, like, hey, can I go up to the roof? And they're like, no. And you're like, all right, I'm going to the roof. And they're like, well, don't do that. And you're like, can you stop me? And they're going, no. So,
No. Gick will just go up to the roof.
yeah, so you go up into one of the taller buildings in Old Town. And, yeah, there's Carnage, just being a gargoyle.
Yeah. No. Gick. Yeah, Gick Grease. Yeah, hey, Carnage. It's me, Gick. I wasn't sure if you were doing anything on, if you were up to anything today. If not, I was hoping maybe we could have a little sparring match.
Yeah, I mean, he's standing there being a gargoyle, unmoving.
Yeah. Is he like he's just standing there not saying anything? He's just in stone gargoyle form, I guess. I mean, he's always stoned.
Yeah. It's like he's not moving or reacting to you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go poke him a little bit, see if that gets him to move at all, or I don't. Gick doesn't know anything about gargoyles.
Yeah, eventually I think you'll find out he's sleeping, and with sufficient force, you will wake him.
I mean, if I figure out he's sleeping, I'm not gonna bother him.
Well, I mean, if you want, we can just. Would you do something else, or do you think you just chill there until he wakes up? And as he wakes up and just sees you laying there, he's like, ah.
No, I'll leave him a little note, essentially just saying that I'd like to have a little sparring match with him sometime when he's up to
his chest.
I mean, he's stoned.
Put that in the freezer, John.
You right there, Barty?
Thank you.
Oh, he's talking to someone else. Okay.
But yeah, he'll just leave a little note there for
Right.
for him when he wakes up. And I guess at that point, well, I mean, Gick's other goal for the day was to try and find some kind of martial arts studio, dojo, fighters guild kind of thing. So I guess I'm gonna try and track down Devrin because he's the only person I know who knows the city well that might be willing to help me.
So, Devrin, during one of the things that you're doing the day before last session, before the attack, obviously, there's a Gick drinking, or imbibing, rather, and there's a difference, I swear. So yeah, you go ahead, guys.
Devrin?
Hi. What can I do for you today?
Well, you grew up here, so you know the city pretty well, right?
Why are you asking?
Well, so I'm.
Are you here alone?
It's just me. This is a personal request.
All right, then, yeah, I grew up in the city.
Well, I don't know. Things have kind of been a little off with me lately, and I wanted to get some extra practice in, and I was hoping maybe you knew of a place, where I could work on some of my martial arts, preferably something for smaller size creatures.
I mean, it generally does work with. Well, no, I suppose there are a few gnomes walking around. Oh yeah, there's there's one guy that I worked with. Yeah, let's go with worked with. Over in Old Town. Yeah, I might go speak to him.
Could you I don't know, write down some directions for me, maybe if you're too busy to show me where.
Oh, I mean, I can take you if you want.
Sure.
Just trying for the life of me to remember his name.
Did you
I'm
did you
sure it'll
want to
come to me by the
spawn
time I
an
get there.
NPC of your contacts for this?
No. I'm actually not sure if he's dead.
I
Huh.
mean, if he's a gnome, we know it's not natural causes.
No. There were gnomes there. The guy may be dead, but hey, I'll take it there.
Well, it's worth checking out if you think he's any good.
I mean, he taught me how to teach it. He taught me how to kick a guy in the crotch when I was 5.
Well, I mean, hand to hand's good and all, but I mean, I mostly use a weapon, so I'm hoping they have some expertise in that as well.
Well, one way to find out. Well, let's take a trip then.
Sure. Lead the way.
So you go to Old Town Warren,
Yep.
looking for this person in a crowd in a city of 10 million people. Go on.
This studio in the city of yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I still have 6 of them.
Out of game, I totally owe you a contact if you're burning a contact on this. So
I mean, it's all for laughs.
Yeah. By the way, Gick, remember how I said, hey, some weird funny stuff could happen if he made a knowledge check?
Yeah, no. I mean, I remember this conversation.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just thinking, yeah, man just refuses to make checks. He says things exist. I'm fine with that, Warren. I just love that you're like, yeah, I'll spend a contact point to make me right.
Why do we hang out with a thief willingly? Because knowledge local.
Yeah.
What is it? The philosopher said, I think, therefore I am. But the thief said, I said it's there, therefore it is.
Damn straight.
Alright, so you're making a, what is he?
A human brawler.
Okay.
Name for him. Shit.
I mean, you don't
Can't
have
think
to
of
make a name. I can make a name if you want.
Sure.
Ball creature.
Alright, his name is Sure, gotcha.
Yeah, he is someone that taught me a few things in terms of
Yeah, a dirty fighting brawler.
yeah.
Alright, well, he takes you to an old studio kind of gym.
Right. All I'll tell you is remember, keep your hands up. Don't get him angry, and if you make him bleed, you're already dead.
If you make him bleed, run.
No, there's no point in running. You're already dead. That's all there is to it.
Alrighty. Well,
Does Gick have fast moving, or does Blood Rager lose that?
Blood Rider loses it.
Ah, Blood Rider. Okay.
Yeah, I give it to my mount instead of to myself.
Better bring that mountain with you then to run with.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can get on any kind of mount, any horse nearby, sure enough, I can get away. But nope, while I'm on my feet, I'm screwed.
Is it you give it to any mount?
Yeah, anything I'm riding.
That's interesting.
I mean, in theory, I could hop on Devron's shoulders, and he'd suddenly be 10 feet faster.
Magic. So go on, Devon.
Yeah, walking in.
Alright.
Anyone around?
So you walk into the old kind of looking abandoned studio. Like it seems like it's not taken in good care or anything, and like some of the glasses are like glazed up with rust and dirt and stuff. And But like you open the door, like it's not locked or anything, and as you hear like the bell jingle and you see the old like brawling mat and stuff like locker rooms and old
Did you keel over, old timer?
yeah. Uh, yeah, it just seems abandoned, and as you call for it, no, someone's in the back, and yeah, we have a an old-looking human kind of coming out with a swigging a beer bottle, looking at you all weird.
Is that your first or your 12th?
So I mean, he's old. He's got like a kind of a long beard going for him. All the hair migrated from the top of his head to the chin,
Yeah.
and but he's still looking pretty fit.
However, that doesn't answer the question. Is that his first beer or his 12?
What's it to you?
I just want to know how useful you're going to be today.
Let me just change his archetype to drunken brawler.
I mean, I was going to make the joke, the more he's drunk, the better he is, so sure.
Yeah. Anyways. I'm making a level brawler off the top of my fly right now. I'm seeing if he. Mostly, I'm just checking if he's capable of realizing it's you, even though like he's your contact and everything. I'm just seeing if you'd look different to him, right?
Yeah. Look nicer, cleaner clothes.
Yeah. So let me just do a generic roll one. No, yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking real fast if he would call you like Dev or something. Like, I'm asking you if you think that's fine with you or something.
Yeah, I would.
Little Rin, but no.
Oh no, looks like we're going to have to go find a new mentor. He's dead.
Yeah, so yeah, you pester him about it, and what's it to you, and you're just asking him how useful he's gonna be, and he goes, and he's like kind of scratching his chin for me, and goes, for what?
Well, let's find out. Gick, what do you need?
Oh, hi. I'm Gick. I mean, really, I'm just looking for someone that could help me brush up on my fighting skills. I've kind of been coming up short in some battles lately. No pun intended.
I saw him try to hit someone, and it was very disappointing.
I can only imagine the look he's giving this kobold. And I guess by proxy, Devon, because like, why would you bring this to him? So yeah, like I said, he's just kind of giving you guys a dirty look.
I mean,
that of like shock and disgust. He's like, why?
Devon says you're pretty good, and I mean, I'm willing to pay someone who's got the skills, but I mean, it just kind of like gives them a once over. I mean, you don't look like anything special.
Remember, in a crowd, neither do I.
So, the guy takes another swig out of his bottle and he goes, "I might not be anything special anymore, but sure, I got enough to teach you something or two." So he kind of like throws the bottle away, like behind him, after he checks to make sure there's nothing left in it. And now I'm just throwing away half empty bottles. That's how rich I am.
Yeah.
So, and as you hear the bottle shatter behind him, he takes the wrappings around his fists and he tightens them up a bit, and he steps into the ring.
Well, I mean, it's the quickest way to learn how good you are, I guess. And Gick will put aside his gear for the most part and stretch a little bit and step into the ring. I am mostly I mostly fight with weapons, but I mean, I can always go fisticuffs, I guess, for a little bit here.
I just really want to have like the idea that he's about to box you and he just fucking punts you, but the first lesson is that if real fight people fight dirty. But yeah, it's yeah, he'll fight you. You're probably stronger than him, honestly, because he's old and he's made of contact points, so he's not that strong.
Go easy on him, boyo.
I mean, I'm sure we can just thematically like this guy probably still could like outside of mechanics, this guy could probably still floor Gick
Yeah.
because he's got technique and Gick does not.
Yes, but like theoretically, if I've given him like 16 strength, age would drop it down to like a 14 or a 13 in his brawler levels. So like it still only looked like that.
I mean, I don't know what can a level 3 brawler do.
Well, for one, instead of a D3, it's a D6 when you get punched by him.
Yeah, that's fair. But like Gick's got a good health pool. Like he won't go down in that long. Gick has claws, don't you?
No, he does not.
I keep forgetting you're an Asimar.
I know, it's really easy to forget that I'm out because Gick doesn't really even know he's an Asimar.
So yeah, I keep completely blinking on that, but still, it's the idea that like it's not an impressive fight watching this old man punch Gick.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Like,
yeah,
hell,
around
we-
for the
We could
amusement
actually
of
go
the
with the
show.
fact that between them just like hitting each other, the fact that it lasts like 5 minutes, Devon just walks away and like it'll just work itself out. Because honestly, you think I would get bored watching people punch each other for 5 minutes straight? Like nothing's happening.
yeah.
Well, happy to help, Gick. Have fun.
Yeah, Gick will just kind of grunt as he takes like a fucking shin kick that drops him like to a knee.
I mean, to talk about real stuff, I was laughing a bit when I said I would get bored watching a fight for 5 minutes if nothing happened. Because one of the fights I got into as a lad was going nowhere, so I just grabbed the guy, like I just grappled the guy and shoved him to the ground and walked away. Because before that, we were just trading blows for like a minute, and nothing was happening to either side. I'm like, this is getting boring.
Yeah, no, I figure this brawler probably like at some point just grapples Gick and pounds him into the ground.
Yeah, pinning is pretty good in this system.
Yeah, no, I mean, it also is just it's good in a real fight too. Most people aren't great ground fighters, but yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, afterwards, you know, Gick will sort of get up and I mean, well, certainly don't seem like you're as strong as you probably once were, but I mean,
Yeah, he'll
shit,
grumble at that.
I didn't I didn't expect all that from you.
And because he's a good contact point thing, we'll go through the whole, you know, he immediately is all right with the group. Just, I'm letting you know, the contact is coming into use. It's not just making people, they also like you 9 times out of 10. So yeah.
Oh, good. Helpful attitudes. We
Yeah,
like
so he goes, yeah, you're not too bad yourself for, what are you, 3 feet tall? 2?
Gick is actually 3'11".
No, but the guy's made fun of you for being short.
Oh yeah. No. But yeah, no. Gick will go. No, I'm almost 4 feet tall.
He goes,
But but yeah, if you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn.
and thus begins the Karate Kid montage. But yeah, you train a bit at the gym, which is, I mean, since I just made a boxing gym, it's just like, hit this back. I mean, there's more to boxing, obviously, but the idea is that you're starting endurance and stuff.
beat that meat, Rocky.
So, eventually, yeah, you go by, I'm sure Carnage can find you because he has the incredible advantage of flying. And, yeah, the race points are not fair there. So, wings. So yeah, you pinned him a message and he looks for you because yeah. So yeah, you talked about how you wanted to spar with him and stuff, and I discussed how that's probably going to go a lot differently than your brawl with this little brawler because you know Carnage is gonna hit like let me pull up his sheet real fast. Carnage is 6 foot 10 feet of stone. So his hits look like this with a training sword.
Yeah, no. We did. We discussed that. That was just good. Yeah, no. Carnage. The Carnage fight is a clear victory in his way, and like I said,
No, but it's there for the record that, after brawling with an old man, you decide to fight what is declared a monster, and go, yeah, that's a good left you got going for you there.
Yeah, no. Afterwards, Gickel, like as he's like recovering, coming back to consciousness. Well, I didn't really expect that to go my way, but I didn't quite understand just how far the difference between the two of us was. But I've got a long way to go before I can measure up to someone like you.
Honestly, I'm not sure if you would even go into unconsciousness. You got like 39 hit points. I feel like you'd be able to say timeout before he actually brings you to that. You can take a hit, man. Barbarian's health. And everything.
Yeah, no, I've actually got 48 hit points at the moment.
Oh yeah. That's fucking a rock there.
Pre rage.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
God forbid you rage during a training match.
I know, right? But yeah, no. So yeah, no. I mean, yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, Gick after he's just like below half health and just hand up like I'm done. I get it.
And Carnage goes, yeah, it really wasn't fair anyways, and he knocks on himself. He goes, that sword can't hurt me.
It no, it wasn't. I didn't expect to beat you. I just. Well, let's just say, so far in the guard, you're the most admirable fighter I've come across so far, and I just wanted to understand how I measured up, and it seems I don't quite measure up at all yet.
And he nods. He goes, it's understandable Dyson wouldn't fight you. He's quite busy. And then he snaps his claws and he goes, that's right. There's a lot of paperwork we've got to do. So
He'll actually like kind of look up. My district's actually kind of a little ways. Could you possibly give me a lift?
the never-ending story. So yeah, you hit a ride on the gargoyle.
Yeah, why not? He's way taller than me and can fly.
Yeah. So what is he? He's only like 3 feet taller than you. It's all good.
Okay.
What is 3 feet? It's like I'm trying to compare like Shaquille O'Neal to someone like recognizable. You're like Danny DeVito.
I was just thinking that.
All right. So
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time?
So yeah, while the party's doing some stuff and during their session, you fill out paperwork and all that good stuff. And to end your time, as it's the next night and everything, and some more stuff happened, Carnage is taking you towards the back room in the main precinct, to which he, before he opens the door, he looks at you and he kind of stares at you for a second.
What's up, buddy?
He goes, oh, maybe I should just bring things out and let you pick from what I think is good.
I'd certainly appreciate any recommendations to whatever is going to happen.
All right. And so he kind of goes into the back room and closes the door. Did you want to do anything there, or you just stand out and wait?
Yeah, Gickle just stand around and wait. I mean, he's not really sure what's going on, but he trusts Carnage.
Yeah. The next question I gotta ask, just in case you can do it without like actually listening in, is what's your perception bonus? Is it like, if you rolled a 20, would you be able to hear this? What I'm asking?
Oh,
you got like a 1 perception, don't you?
I have a +8.
+8. Damn, your sheet's inaccurate on the roll 20 here.
Oh yeah, the roll 20 sheet is.
No, that's fine. I should. What do you update? Once you level up, why don't you throw me an update? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I'll gladly send you a copy.
Yeah.
Of the current sheet.
Like my memory is gonna sustain any information from it.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah. I suppose if you got a nat 20, you could get information that's potentially valuable. It might sway you to act differently, maybe. I mean, you're just trying. This is just because Carnage is alert. No, is he alert? Yeah, no, he's a medium-sized creature. God. Yeah. So you
Nope,
just
there's my normal rolls.
yeah. Unfortunately, the well-padded walls of the watch do not really lend much sound, regardless of how much noise he's making back there. With his, let me look at this again. Fucking, that can't be right. It's amazing. His stealth isn't actually not necessarily that he's stealthy. I mean, he's got a -3 sleight of hand. There we go. That's making noise. So I'm surprised his stealth is in the positives, considering he's wearing full plate.
Damn.
That being said, it's not like a very high number, but I was expecting just him walking would make noise. So he brings out a rack of weapons and a couple of shields laying on the sides, and a mannequin outfitted with armor, and then a item is handed to him from behind the door as he takes out some ebony colored pocket watch, some rinky dinky ring on a table. He puts out a flat iron bar on the table, a tiny silver cube, an odd T shaped thing, some thorned manacles, a metal necklace, a heavy chain with a platinum medallion, a coil of rope, an empty scabbard, a lit torch, a pair of glasses with like wires and colored lenses on them that like looks like you can like move them around so that they're in front of each other, like a jeweler's glasses. You know what I mean? He takes out a rectangular box like mahogany, like a Pokemon gym box, like a gym badge box. Some silk shawl, black slippers, a cone that has an opening at both ends, and like a mouthpiece on the one end. It's like crafted from leather and brass hoops. A tiny little mirror, some tatty fingerless gloves, and a cannon is rolled out with a cart with an arrow pierced through it on the barrel. And he looks at it, and he looks at the person handing him things from within the room, and he kicks it back in, and there's a clattering, and he closes the door.
Alrighty.
And he goes,
So
you're a corporal, you should have some better stuff. LPO stuff. I mean, you can't have all of this, but I'm sure we could get some things sorted out. And he gives you a wink.
thanks. I wouldn't have thought to ask for anything extra. What is all this stuff?
He goes, well, I know these are enchanted weapons and shields and armor, and I know what some of this stuff is. Some of it was just handed to me, and he's scratching his chin, trying to also make the checks to identify things. So I am. So there's the. I'm not gonna write down on the list the like weapon rack or anything. I'll just let you pick if you want something from there, a weapon for you.
Okay.
And other than that, I'm writing down things that you feel free to faff about with because yeah. Again, you're dealing with carnage, and like I said.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are very good at identifying magical things.
Yeah, so really the descriptions of what I'm giving you are kind of the best thing that you're getting, unless you want to actually try and identify something. In which case,
Oh
you can
no.
make the check.
Oh goodness, what is it? Spellcraft, I think, to identify a magical item.
Yeah, most magic items.
Yeah, I don't have any points in that, so that would be like a -1, I think.
So mostly, yeah, just enjoy the descriptions and pick things that you like.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna pick up the thorned manacles and just give them a look over. Do they come with a key to unlock them, or is it just a pair of manacles?
Let me pull up the manacles so I give you exactly what's correct here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, no. It's just like
uh,
from a roleplay perspective.
they are simply manacles that appear to be barbed.
Huh. Well, I mean, uh, he'll look over at Carnage. Well, I mean, I don't know that we really have any fancy manacles, but I mean, I don't. How curious how they work. Uh, I'm certainly not interested in slapping on this pair of manacles only to find out I can't get them off.
Yeah, Carnage goes, he shrugs, and he puts out his hands. Are you?
All right, yeah, and I'll throw. I mean, sure, I'll throw the manacles on him.
Yep, they're on him.
Oh, I mean,
Did they come with keys?
Like I said, it didn't appear to be keys, so there are manacles on Carnage right now.
oh, should be. I mean, Gick will try to figure out how to get these things off of him.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah,
Carnage tries as well.
yeah, as soon as you touch them to take them off, they'll unlock.
Oh, huh. I guess they just respond to intent. Well, that's convenient. Let's try this again real quick. He throws the manacles back on Carnage. You try getting them off.
Carnage says "ow" as they dig into him.
Oh, oops. And Gick will quickly take them back off of Carnage. Well, and that's useful to know. Sure, and these seem like a good item.
Yeah, you just take those. Carnage goes, "That's good to have some manacles for some real rabble rousers. I still think you should get a weapon." As he points you in that direction. Feel free to ignore the advice. I'm sure there's lots of fun items you can get instead of a weapon, man.
Yeah, no, I mean he's gonna. Platinum medallion. I mean, I can't imagine any of these are cursed items. I mean, they could be. The DM could totally be pulling one over on me.
Yeah, do you ask them if they're cursed items? Because
Oh no! This is the player talking. Gick trusts Carnage. So
because for all you know, there might be cursed items in here because they're simply what's the word? Confiscated things.
Yeah. No. He'll pick up. I mean, it's sort of the impression these are magical items. He'll pick up the chain with a platinum medallion and just sort of put it on and see how it feels.
Give me a second. Does this it just makes it easier for you to breathe as far as you can tell.
I mean, I don't know. I'll take it off and put it back down.
I'm sure those brief moments of breathing clean air really identifies how dirty the city air is for you now.
Oh, yeah, no, everything stinks suddenly. Now he thinks that this medallion just makes you think things smell really bad.
Truly a cursed item.
Yep. I mean, we'll grab the rope, just sort of see what the rope does. Pull it out.
The rope moves out of your way.
Oh, huh. Oh. It's interesting, but I don't know if I have much use for a sentient rope. It's kind of odd. He'll pick up the scabbard. He's curious about the scabbard as well.
It's a scabbard. Do you know what a scabbard is?
Yeah. He'll try to see if it'll fit his weapon.
It does.
Real quick. It does?
Yeah.
All right, he'll pull it out, see if it draws any better, or if if his weapon looks any different after pulling it out of the scabbard.
Yeah, I mean it works like a scabbard,
Yeah, no. I mean, all these items in theory are magical, so he's just checking to see if there's any magical effect after he's used the scabbard. But he has no detect magic or anything, so he's just using basic senses.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't sense anything, it's like, meh, I don't know what it does. Put it back.
Yeah, it just draws your weapon. It seems it works like a scabbard does.
He'll grab the let's see. Is there anything else he's really super interested? The lit torch is. I mean, even Gick can probably figure out that this is a permanent lit torch. He's not going to mess with that.
Yeah, it's just fire bad.
Yeah. The odd key-shaped thing. He'll pick it up, fiddle
it-
around with it, hold it from
it's
different ends.
the odd T-shaped thing has a kind of, so imagine a T, where the part of the T where the base of it goes into the like top of the T, there's a like indentation. So as you kind of fiddle around with it, it kind of like fits comfortably to where you're holding the long of the T between your fingers, and the base of it points out between your like middle finger and your wedding ring finger. And as you fiddle around, you touch a button, and it fires out a claw into the side of the wall.
Can't. That's cool. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is something for me. Kind of like put it back and see if he can sort of get the claw out of the wall there.
Oh yeah, you just like drop the T after that and just watch it dangle on the floor.
Yeah. And he'll look over the iron bar with a small button and be like, "This makes me think of the tea thing. I'll leave it alone."
Okay. As a player, do you know what that is?
Oh no, I don't. As a player, off the top of my head.
Okay, I'll tell you afterwards, because I thought if you were gonna play with that, there was a funny thing I was gonna do with Carnage. Because I imagine,
yeah.
like, as after like some of the stuff that you say no to, Carnage is probably putting it back in the room.
Yeah. No, if Gix said no to it, it's
Okay.
to go back into the room.
All right, yeah, he puts it back in the room. If you activated it and you're like, nah, I don't know what it does. He would try to have moved it, but couldn't because it's an immovable.
Oh, hilarious!
But yeah, it's just a crowbar to you, so it's whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. I don't know. He'll open the rectangular box.
There are 8
If it can be opened.
gemstones in it.
8 gemstones. Yeah, I mean,
there are varying colors and shapes.
As a player, I have an idea, but as a character, Gix just like, eh.
I mean, as a character, I'm sure you've seen what an Ion Stone looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we had the. Yeah. I mean, I guess then he'll take a look at them real quick. He'll pull each one out and examine it, but he'll put it back. Feels a little too fancy for him.
Yeah, it's not your fighting style.
Yeah, it's just not Gix. If someone's gonna get something like this, it would be something for Barty or Devrin, not for Kick.
Fair enough.
He'll try on the silken shawl real quick.
So as they're trying on the silken shawl, Dyson walks in, and he's just looking at you two, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And Carnage goes, "I'm getting our corporal here advancement gear." And Dyson goes, "That's not how that works." He goes, "Come on, Captain. They have monsters coming after them." Because I'm sure they would have heard the reports and stuff. He goes, "Besides, it's a dangerous street, and, what if another, big fight coming up?" And Dyson's going, "You can have one item, then put everything back. Those are for emergencies." Just, he's giving like an eye to, like, he's putting his fingers to his eyes and to the gargoyle. Gargoyle goes, "Yes, sir." And Dyson walks out past the room. He goes, "You hear that? You get one more item."
Alrighty then. Well, yeah. He'll like I said, he'll try on the silken shawl.
Yeah, I assume you're wearing it right now, and without knowing how it activates, it's just a silken shawl.
All right, yeah, he puts it back. The cone is not super interesting. Palm-sized mirror. He'll take a quick look in the palm-sized mirror, and he'll try on the fingerless gloves.
Again, it's such a shame. You wanna let me
I mean, I'll roll just straight intelligence to see if you can figure it out.
That's a good way of seeing if you can just happen upon what the things do. Because some of these things are interesting, but just because neither of you really know what they do is a shame.
Yeah, it is, but that's the way it is.
I mean, as it is, like, you basically get a grab bag, and it just seems like it's a makeup mirror. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Like I said, I'll try try on the fingerless gloves, but I don't think they're gonna do anything for me.
They make you feel badass. Fucking leather fingerless gloves.
Yes, no, they look cool. They look cool.
You're like, we got a motorcycle back there. I think they're a combo item. So yeah, you wanna try and luck roll into what they do?
Sure.
I'm just listening. If you roll a 10, I'm just gonna have something. God damn it.
Man, that's just the way it goes for me.
Yeah. There's still a big list of things that you might get out of here. I mean, if all else fails, +1 weapon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll try out the ring and the pocket watch.
As you put on the ring, you really don't feel like you're hungry anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I like eating, and he'll take it off.
I like eating. You can have this fucking bent fork. The pocket watch is a pocket watch as far as you can tell. The effects of it, oh, you know what? No, Carnage would know what this thing is. It's a night watch item.
Oh, shit.
Carnage explains that it's the night's watch. It gives you constant keep watch, just so long as you are looking at it. Which, let's be real, staring at a clock for a couple of hours to avoid sleep is not that interesting. But it would prevent you from ever having to sleep again.
Shit, don't tell Torgan about this. That paranoid son of a bitch would stare at that every night forever.
I mean, Gick'll look over the weapons then at that point. I mean, he doesn't put the watch away immediately. He wants to look over the weapons first, but
Right. There's also the black slippers.
Oh yeah, I guess we'll try on the black slippers.
You wanna give me a roll and see if you happen to fucking figure it out? We're lucking into rolls is what we're doing here, damn it.
Nope.
You want to try the lenses, or do you just want to give up and go straight to the weapons?
I'll roll on the lenses. It's not something Gick would be super interested in because he's not a glasses kind of guy. But
yeah, you're not a nerd. Wow, that's real unlucky.
Dude, I'm telling you, this has been every session for me.
No, you rolled a 20 earlier. It's evening out.
Yeah, 120 to like all sub 10 rolls.
Yeah, that's 5%, man. 5% versus what, 50?
Below or above, above 50, I guess, or below 50, however you want to look at it. But I mean, every roll has a 5% chance.
Yeah, I like the idea of like, I like this weapon, but it's medium sized, and he just fucking chunks the handle in half. So is there a kind of a weapon you're leaning towards? Because I guess not every weapon would be in there. Like, they don't have an orc hornblow +1, I said they don't.
Yeah.
Get some little TN.
Yeah, I mean, Gick's gonna look it over. I mean, honestly,
They've probably got every simple and martial weapon you need, but like, if you want a combat spade, it's probably not in there. The Kisuna Jury isn't in there. There's probably not any katanas, you weep.
So no exotic weapons is what you're saying, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I think Gick. I mean, so I mean, I could just straight up upgrade my weapon and just get like a +1 version of what I'm wielding at the moment.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, like, it would also be nice for Gick to have a shield so that he could sword and board if need be.
Just go full tower on it.
You know what? We'll roll. Full tower. I think do you need tower proficiency to wield tower shield?
Not unless you're like, are you? I think fighters get it. I'm not sure if yours does.
Yeah, I don't think barbarians get it.
They don't.
They don't.
And then you would need proficiency, or you take penalties.
You take like a -6 at that point because the tower shield already adds penalties to your hit.
Yeah, I couldn't do a tower shield, but I mean, I could. I'm proficient with shields. So.
As you're looking over at this pile of stuff, and Carnage probably realized at this point that you eye his weapon. He goes, "You want to get a feel for it?" And he kind of offers you his giant mammoth weapon.
I mean, Gick will definitely like hold his weapon just to and he'll.
It's a large bastard sword made of stone.
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't know if you can hold it, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
You little small-sized creature.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's large size, so I think two size categories might be too much for Gick to actually wield. But I mean, he could hold it. Probably just can't wield
You
it.
wield it by dragging it behind you, going, "Oh yeah, I can get a feel for this."
Yeah. But yeah, no, like he's probably gonna like hold it like two hands, like one hand on the flat of the blade and one on the hilt, just to like balance it.
And
He can't actually like two hand wield it.
Carnage goes, "Yeah, I can understand having a hard time picking a weapon. I used to just claw at things. But then one fateful day, in a battle, I grabbed that from a statue and used it to win." And then he does not go into any more details. He like stares melancholy at a corner of the room.
I mean, Gick's sort of like eyeing like a new sword versus a new shield, and I'm just gonna roll a d20. Highs his shield, lows his sword.
Yes, role play. Go on. It's all good. It's sometimes you take
Oh.
you take a coin out in real life and flip. You know.
Yeah, no. It's one of those like Gick's like sitting there like bouncing between one and the other, and then he finally reaches for the sword after Carnage finishes his little reminiscing about the statue fight, and he'll grab an appropriate +1 bastard sword,
A small size or a medium?
small size.
All right.
Or great sword. Great sword is what it is.
Great
That's what he's
sword.
using.
Okay.
Yeah. Small size +1 great sword.
So, as you take that, Carnage goes, "Did you want to leave your old sword here for someone else in the future, or?"
Sure, it's of decent quality. It's a masterwork great sword, so.
Yeah. Carnage takes it and hands it to the person hiding behind the door of the armory. So, as you're putting stuff back and the cannon rolls out again, and Carnage is like, "Stop trying to pawn that off." It's a
Gick
small
looks
size.
excitedly
Like,
at it.
it's like a small size. It's an old rust. You know how cannons are on wheels and stuff, like those cannons.
Mm.
I mean, I can think of a tavern that would love to have a cannon.
I want a cannon.
So yeah, they're putting stuff away, and as you might try and peek at the person behind the door, but we've established that you don't got that. You got that sweet 10 perception. If you really want to, you can make a check again. It's like you've been in this room for like 40 minutes. But assuming you're just kind of swinging your sword and playing around with the what was the other thing you got? You got a
I got the manacles.
yeah. Those are expensive, by the way, but not that matters.
Yeah, Gick doesn't know.
No, I know Gick doesn't know. I'm not counting this against party funds or anything because it's like a luxury extra item, really. But they're stupid expensive.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Again,
Well,
not counting your party wealth against it. It's an item for your watch goods. Like it's if you left the watch, they would want it back.
Yeah, no. Gick has no intention of pawning it anyways. I mean, he's not that character.
But just so you know, like it's gonna be useful, surely. Like if you catch someone, they hurt every time they try and escape from it.
Not only that, but I mean, Gick saw Carnage try to break out of it, and he didn't succeed. So, as far as he's concerned, they're good enough to contain Carnage. Hopefully, they're good enough to contain anything they come against.
So, I do want to point out, Carnage tried to escape Artist because he didn't try and break watch property. But even if he tried to break it, he would have to have rolled really high, like 5% chance high.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Gick, like I said, Gick just saw Carnage try to get out and fail, so he's like, "Well, these work."
Yeah, they're magic manacles, man. They're gonna do their job. I'm just letting you guys know that when you catch people, feel free to just slap those suckers on.
Oh heck yeah! Yeah. No, I'm not. Gick ain't here to take stuff he ain't gonna use.
The worst case scenario is you put it on someone and they're like still completely conscious, and they start running away with them on.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess that idea of what I'm saying is don't put them around people's wrists. Slap them on their legs.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, regardless, I mean, it's gonna be a bitch to get them off, even if they try to run away. Like, oof.
Does Pathfinder have a thing where you can manacle someone's right arm to their left leg?
I mean, I don't think there are mechanics for it,
No,
but
I'm just fucking
I don't
about
see
it.
why not.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You feel free to take advantage of that. Anyways, yeah, imagine the awful paperwork you're going to make Devrin go through. By says Barty. Devrin's paperwork is getting them back for you.
Hold on, what did Barty do?
I'm saying, imagine the awful paperwork if you lose them.
Ugh.
These 35,600 gold piece manacles.
The 600 gold part really throws me off. Like it's so important.
I can only imagine the number of dark alleys I have to make deals in to get them back if the guy does run away.
It's not the same one, but it's better than nothing, right? Here you go. So,
Don't ask why it's covered in blood.
I'm pretty sure with some creative paperwork, I can make this the captain's fault.
We'll talk later.
So, so as you're putting stuff away and not seeing the person behind the door, some of the Night Watch come by and tell Gick that he's needed at the at your area, the Grove. There's been some murders, and as you get over there, the party has already been investigating for a little bit. So, jumping back a bit in time, do you want to tell Gick what it looks like? My mouth's getting real dry. I ran out of water. So I want to get some water if you guys want to stretch or something. But in the 2 minutes I'll be gone, you guys can tell Gick what the scene looks like if you want. Or do you need a refresher on that too? You lot here?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you guys remember the murder scene?
More or less.
Yep.
I mean, not though. This is the first time Torgen's actually seeing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, I really need to get water. So if you guys need to get something, feel free to. But maybe if I don't know, just stop.
If
Sorry.
memory serves, one of the two resident priests was, I want to say there wasn't much left of him. It was more of a red mist. The other guy, part of him was in that corner, the other part was in the other corner.
So,
I'm not sure
okay.
if there are any survivors, including goats. We haven't checked yet. We just got here.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brutal looking scene. Looks like some kind of creature like just vaporized someone and ripped another one in two.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm not sure about the vaporizing part, but yeah.
The abbot had blue eyes. They blew apart that way and that way.
Yeah. And the next part away from everyone else, he wasn't the only one that was attacked last night. Last night. Someone went after Barty, and they also attacked my tavern. So that was fun.
Not the Nightingale.
Those must have been the attacks the Carnage was telling the captain about.
Possibly. But the one that attacked the Nightingale, we turned him into pudding.
But was it tasty pudding?
I don't know. Magistix took it away.
Well, I mean, as for someone as shy as her to go after pudding in someone's bar, it must have been pretty good.
Well, no, I went and visited her the other day and asked to have words with her, and when she left, she took the pudding.
Did she actually have words with you? She usually doesn't speak.
Yeah, she's a very nice individual if you actually speak with her. I was asking her about if she could track the bugger that teleported away on us.
I'm back. Sorry for the delay.
And so that's how I plan on killing all of you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, This is a pretty gruesome scene. I have no idea what could do this, but I'm not exactly that knowledgeable on things.
Did I miss anything actually important?
No.
No.
All right, just making
Just
sure.
catching him up.
So, I know they described it to you, but the basis is the church that Torgrin lived in before.
There's only one R. Don't let Barty get you doing it wrong.
Torgano.
Tortellini.
Yeah. So Torregano's old church got ransacked by some creature that killed the two head priests here, and the Day Watch said it was an orc.
I don't know if they're wrong, but I believe they are. I think I smell bullshit.
Is there any evidence around that would indicate an orc, or is this just?
Well, Barty and I better start checking
So,
what's left of the body.
Gick, since you asked that, they show you a kind of now brown mush, but they said, they explained that earlier when they checked it this morning, or whenever the scene came to it, these were green thorns. They said it was something cut off from its body, so it probably had some sort of like thorn enchantment on its body during the fight, and they were cut off. And because they were green, as in like it was flesh earlier, sharp flesh. They don't know any other creature that could have been that it's green flesh, dude.
Beware crocodile.
I mean, yeah, if you say that, they go, well, I mean, I suppose that's a possibility, but let's be real
What's
here.
wrong tonight?
A dragon.
Yeah, if a dragon killed these people, we got a bigger problem than we think.
Half dragon. Like, there's a bunch of creatures that are green, and if it's got thorns, did you ever think perhaps it was a plant-based creature?
They said it's flesh.
It's flesh now.
I'm gonna
Maybe
go
drill.
start talking to people in the neighborhood.
Can I take a look at this flesh and maybe make some kind of check to find out what it is, like a knowledge arcana or knowledge planes?
It's a heal check or knowledge local to identify what it is right now, which is a black pile of goo.
Heal check it is.
I can easily assist with a heal check, almost certainly. Hold on.
It's like I wanna say rotten flesh, but in the sense that it's something that would have taken. Oh, I off the ballparking this. Like I might be a little wrong as a person, but like this is like flesh that has been dead for weeks to months. You know what I mean? Like not something that happened in a day. No, siree. This is like it's
Shit.
this is dead person that has been sitting here and has become goo dead.
Oh, well then Torgrin's probably already quite familiar with that smell.
I look at Torgen and I'm like, did you see the creature that attacked while you were here?
Nope.
Yeah, a bunch of the Night Watch turned their heads to that.
What? I said nope. I hadn't seen nothing.
So
All right.
people uncomfortably go back to investigating the scene for what they can.
Anyway, so I'm fairly certain that this creature was some kind of undead.
That's a safe assumption.
And
Certainly
I
smelled that way.
And I informed the Night Watch of this, that the creature was definitely some kind of undead, considering the creature that attacked us in the bar that night was also a type of undead. Or at least similar enough that I can comfortably call it as such to a bunch of people who wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, they'll start, so the low level, like level 1 expert Night Watch people who are there for chemical work and stuff, they'll start writing that down. And the head crime scene investigator walks up to you, and it appears to be a dwarf that has the bottom half of his face is concealed behind his full plate and like a weird scarf thing. And he's
I'm assuming to keep some kind of chemical attack out or to keep the smell out.
Yeah, he's doing stuff to, but he's also using his alchemy check to try and figure out stuff about anything he can, really. He's the investigator archetype that he's that.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So he's asking you what your proof of it being an undead is.
This thing has been decayed for several months, not a day.
Uh,
So
he
the
goes,
options are either the thing has aged drastically in a single night, or it was already decaying, which would indicate an undead or something undead adjacent.
so the dwarf goes, not necessarily undead. I know some spells that work that way, but you're right. Chances are no one would know that other than an alchemist. And let's be real. And he looks around. And he goes, if an alchemist did this, he was heavy on the mutagen. So we're gonna change it to an undead. You fine with that?
Yes, especially since the thing that attacked us on the same night was also either undead or undead adjacent. Some kind of
Actually, I did talk to Magistrix about that, and there was a living being that combined with an undead shade of some kind.
so what the hell would that be classified as? Just some kind of monstrosity or
Yeah.
aberration?
So the dwarf whose eyes are wide open crosses out like it's orc crossed out, plant thing question mark crossed out, undead crossed out, and he goes alchemist.
I don't think the creature was an alchemist. I think whatever created it might have been an alchemist, though.
He writes the word mad in front of it in like Sharpie, like the little letters in front of it on the
That's
paper.
fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I don't. So the creature itself didn't get caught, and did any of the priests here to survive?
Well, we haven't exactly done a full lap of the place and looked for them, but I think
Yeah,
I can't
the
speak.
day watch would have had anyone that was in the building at the time was dead. Anyone who is like a normal priest here, they like lived somewhere else or doing something else at the time.
Okay, so anybody who was in the building did die.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And if they didn't find the creature, that means the creature probably itself isn't dead. Or did they find the creature? No,
They did not find the
didn't.
creature. They found parts of its body.
All right, so let's go. Let's go observe how the priest actually died. That might give us a clue into what it is.
I tell you what, while you go do that, I'm gonna go. Gonna see if there's anyone useful around. You all have fun looking at corpses.
And you have fun finding somebody useful that's not us.
You'd
Well,
be surprised how easy it is.
I'll
Yes.
also
Yes,
go-
I would.
I'll also check the goat barn, see if they survived, because
So
I mean they need tendon if they did.
a flashback to last week is they are now tenderized.
Oh, well, got Bessie out.
Yeah, you saved one of them at least, or two of them, or whatever.
No, just the one. I was kind of hoping this whatever wouldn't go after things that weren't a threat, like goats.
Well, if it's heavy on the mutagen, it might not have been thinking.
Might have just been hungry.
I turn to the dwarf and I go, "Is there any? How's it smell in there?"
He hands you a bag.
What do you say?
He hands you a bag of salts.
Torgan gladly takes the bag.
It's not for
Uh,
eating.
Why
I
not?
say, I say thank you. I take the salts and I kind of like mix them up a little bit with like I guess like some soap or whatever to make a paste and place it under my nose.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just like
Yeah,
it's not like it's not like freaking what the hell is the word I'm looking for? It's not ammonia or whatever.
No, it's a purifying thing. So,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So you go in and it's you're talking about the barn that had the goats and stuff in it, right?
No, I'm going into the church to find out how these
Oh,
guys
okay.
to see how they died.
Yeah. So
'Cause if yeah.
blood smears, broken things, the symbol of the like what I don't not a symbol, the little statuette that goes on altars. What's that called?
A statue.
Sure.
Idol?
Yeah, an idol. Thank you.
Idol.
The idol is smashed. The sacraments are torn. The books, like the bookshelf had, what has half of one of them thrown into it, and the other half of them is up there on the balcony, and she's missing her head. So just not great looking. There's
All right, so
there's flies buzzing about, and there's the people trying to like get them away from the body as they gather things, and you see someone's trying to cast a scroll to like talk with dead and stuff.
And it's not working, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's not working.
I'm going to actually look to see if the creature left any other parts of it behind, like how I'm certain our tar monster left the good portions of it behind even after before it was killed.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, give me a second here. Plus 19.
Would you like to give me a heal check with that? Since we love our heal checks right now.
Oof. You can't win them all.
Yeah, you can't win them all. So you kind of investigate the scene, and you're like, "Have we looked at that?" And the dwarf's just like, "Yeah, it's dead lead. Sorry, Vlad." You're like, "Yeah, fair enough." So you're just looking around. It just seems like there was a confrontation in here, and it came out the victor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never been to a scene quite like this before, so of course I'm a little off of it.
It's not hard to imagine how the fight went, though. It's like
Yeah.
savage fight. Like, look how they're hurt.
Yeah, I was more concerned about trying to use the. So did it look like the creature just like beat the hell out of him and didn't like cast
Yeah,
anything?
like the way things are broken and everything. It's like he picked them and threw them around and stuff.
All right, it doesn't look like there. Do I? Can I take a look around for any kind of like projectiles the creature might have let off itself or anything like that?
There is the idea, as you say that, like maybe the idea that they didn't actually harm it, and that skin that it launched at them was a projectile. I mean, thorny missiles and stuff, but I mean that's a big maybe. But then
Well, I
again,
mean,
it is quickly
yeah.
like deteriorating.
So if I come up to that kind of little conclusion, then there's also a good thought that it wouldn't have only shed it that one time, because what only uses that kind of thing once, unless it can only use it once. But I'm gonna take a look around, see if I can find any other kind of flesh like that.
So while Barty's looking around, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to investigate the larder. Worst case scenario, it was also raided and there's no food there. Best case scenario, there's a terrified survivor holed up in there with root vegetables and cheeses that are being kept dry.
You kind of get in between where it wasn't exactly raided, but he did borrow part of the person.
Damn it. I cast purify food and drink on any cheese I find, and I steal the cheese.
You get the cheese, and would you like to take the wines too? Surely there was lots of sacramental wine there.
Absolutely. They're not drinking it anymore.
So as you're leaving the closet with wine and cheese, there's like a night watchman looking at you like, dude.
I lived here. I made half of this cheese. But don't tell anybody I fucking said that.
You lived here, what?
I said don't tell anybody I fucking said that, Frank.
No, that's important.
I'm just gonna walk by and look. So which one of us is a thief? And then keep walking.
I made half the cheese.
Frank's gonna run off and tell the leader.
Also, I didn't know we were keeping that a secret. I just straight up told several people, basically, without saying it.
Tell people, Barty.
You never told me not to tell.
Narc.
You never told me not to tell anyone.
All right. Well, that night watchman is going off to take form.
I'm gonna go looking around the area to see if there are any eyes of the city that may have seen something last night. For example, seen the creature last night.
Yeah, you can try the incredibly long and difficult check of gathering information.
Yes.
Would you like to roll the d4, or shall I?
You know what? I will. I haven't
Right.
rolled anything.
Yeah, now's the low number luck coming into play, right? Yeah.
4 hours.
See you at 12 o'clock. All right, no.
Well,
actually, hold on. It is reduced because of the guild agent, I believe.
Hey, there you go.
Is it?
Or not the guild agent. The vigilante talent I have.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say certainly not for knife master.
Yeah. Where is it?
I want to know and do it quick before I start dead.
Yeah, for Gossip Collector, I only spend 1d 2 hours instead of d4 hours.
Hey, you know what that means? You get to re-roll that. Hey, you still suffer.
I mean, not
Imagine-
really. I'm just going to find someone. They're dealing with corpses.
Yeah. So you can go
I
ahead.
feel like I win.
That's true. You can go ahead and roll to gather info, and we'll get back to you.
Alright.
So Gick, while those people are looking in their own ways, what are you doing?
I think Gick's just gonna follow Devrin, as he's not really the investigating type. I mean, he's already sort of stated his opinion. This looks like some kind of creature or monster, not the work of a human being or of a sentient being.
Yeah, I was about to say, could you imagine going, I don't think a human did this. No,
Yeah.
no good person, a monster. And just some human guards like, yeah, we said it didn't work.
Yeah, no. I mean, if he literally says, this looks like the work of some kind of creature or monster, and they go, well, yeah, we said it was an orc. I mean, Gick's gonna give him a look like, what's your rank?
I'll roll that. No, I have to go and find what that equates to in the table.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's oh no because it's not private or corporal, which means he outranks you.
Oh well. Well, I think you're short-sighted, and I don't see how that kind of short-sighted opinion could get you where you are. But I'll respect your opinion. I'm gonna follow my friend and see if we can find anything informative about this.
Yeah, no, I so badly wanted you to be like, you might outrank me, but consider this: there are good orcs out there, and my friend Torgen might only be half an orc, but he's all a good person. And then Frank the guard comes up going, "Hey, Torgen was stealing cheese from the cabinet, and he said he lived here."
Gick may have an 8 int, but he still knows Torgen well enough to know he's not a good person.
Oof. That's why that didn't happen.
Yes.
All right.
In my defense, I would just like to say I purposely want to stay chaotic neutral, no matter how much this socially inept society is going to push me to do chaotic good actions, because I don't want to be chaotic good, because if I turn good, I can no longer cast evil spells. And there's some good evil I'm holding out for.
I mean, DM, are you actually going to be changing our alignment just because we're doing good acts?
Not unless you do like bleakly good things, like you really personality shift.
There you go, man. You're good to go to continue doing chaotic good stuff, so long as you're not giving your pants off your back to the homeless people.
I just got to do something slightly shifty now and then, like take the cheese that I totally
No,
made.
if that's what your character would do, that's fine to me. It's
Just cast a few evil spells. You're good to go. Or is it like you got to cast an evil spell 6 times and become evil or something?
okay. No, we there's someone that argued that when they did like really evil things as a paladin, saying they got 10 evil actions, and I tried to explain to them, depending on what the action is, yeah, I will shift you based on how evil it is, and he said, no, you get 10. I'm like, so if you killed a baby, you get to kill 9 of them before you shift to evil. Everybody, which has led to the joke in my groups. Everybody gets 9 free baby kills.
Well, that's not quite true. Just casting an evil spell on its own, that alone is a minor evil act.
Yeah, but you know what else is a minor evil act? Allowing fiends to exist, quote unquote.
Ouch. Yeah, you're right.
So
but yeah, no, infernal healing is an evil spell.
But that's what I'm saying. The alignment system is a little silly. So like I only enforce it in like, clearly you're a different person now.
Is this good wine? Average wine?
It's sacramental wine. It's for commoners to drink for religious reasons.
Horrible.
I don't know. It could have been the abbot's, personal stash.
I mean, that being said, like, wine is wine. It'll get you drunk.
If you drink enough of it, anything will.
It's fermented grape juice.
As far as Agam knows, I found cheese.
Yeah, please don't give him wine. So, Yeah, Gick. Yeah, you're following Devon away, so you do not hear the Night Watch people talking about how Torgan used to live here, and they'll harass Torgan now. But first, Barty, as you're investigating, you're not really turning up too much interesting stuff. Mostly as you find other things, it's already stuff that like people have found, and the crime scene investigator dwarf guy goes up to you, and he's asking you if everything is all right, if you found anything interesting.
No, I have not found anything interesting. I'm just okay. So let me bounce some things off you.
He goes,
So
"Alright."
we know this is connected to the attack on the festival.
He goes, I wouldn't say we know that for sure, but it's a possibility.
Okay, apparently you don't know everything, so let me give you a rundown so I can make your job easier too.
No,
Um,
he's holding up a hand. He's going, we don't want to jump to conclusions.
again, no, can I just you can hear me out and then you can decide if I'm jumping to conclusions.
He goes, all right.
So our entire group has had a hit put out on us by one of the head people at that festival attack.
He darts by, like, what do you mean by group?
Me, Torgan, Gick, and I don't know about Devrin, but maybe him.
Who's Devon?
Oh yeah, our Thieves Guild contact. You know, Devon Creed over at the Nightingale.
I thought wasn't he here? Weren't you here, Devrin?
He fucked off 2 hours ago. Remember?
No, I don't remember. Okay, then I would not point it out because I thought you were here helping.
He
So,
was here briefly. He
Yeah.
was
Okay.
in front of the head alchemist guy, but
All right. So I'll say
Devon is at
me.
Night Watch. So when you say Devon, he doesn't know who that is.
I mean, if it makes you
I
feel
know-
better, I can use the sleeves to make myself look like the Night Watch.
I
I would
know.
probably get in trouble.
You know what? I don't even need to mention who he is. I just go. He was just there. He just helped us out when the attack came in.
he he takes out his notepad and he starts writing down this stuff.
So we had a hit put out on us the night that this happened. The place where I was staying was attacked. The place where I then went to was also attacked. We managed to take down that creature. The first creature where I was attacked, there was nobody else there, so that's why I felt comfortable leaving. Gick, I believe, managed to stay undetected during this time, and Torgan was staying here when it was attacked. So you can understand why I believe this is all connected.
So yeah, the dwarf there is going, yes, it's possible that it's connected, but there's no proof, and we shouldn't rule out the possibility that this is unrelated. He killed church heads and apprentices, but realistically, wouldn't he have just gone through and straight to where Torgan was?
I think Torgan was staying out with the goats, if I remember correctly. He might not have known.
So the dwarf goes, okay, so it's a very distinct possibility that it was. I'm still not ruling out that there was an outside cause of this, but
It
why
still
would,
seems a little... I'm sorry, go ahead.
why would this creature take so much time killing these people? Like, look at it. Like, he walks you to another area where just some guy was hapless enough to be in the way. He's like, we're on the second floor right now. Why would he go up here when these other creatures clearly knew where you were? They should have known where Torgan was then, yes?
Right, but I mean, that does sound odd. Maybe they were looking for. I mean, let's ask Torgan. He was here.
Yes, let's do that. He squints at you, and yeah, you guys start running off to Torgan. Torgan, you have the dwarf and Devon walk up to you, man. Sorry, the dwarf and Barty. I'm sorry for mixing people up.
I'm sorry. What was that? I left to take a piss because Barty was talking, and that usually takes a moment.
Jeez, man.
Wow.
They go up to you to ask you questions.
What do they want to know?
Just like what you saw when these creatures attacked the temple. We're trying to figure out if they were here for you or if maybe they were just here for a different reason entirely. It might be unreal, because with how much time they took on the temple, this might be completely unrelated to the hit taken out on us.
Oh, well, alright, I'll tell you everything I saw the night of the attack. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because it was.
Wasn't it though?
I was asleep in my bed. I heard screaming and smelled the unmistakable smell of iron and shit as bodies were being pulled apart. I looked over toward Eunice. I woke him up. I looked over toward Bessie. I woke her up. Shame I couldn't have saved the rest of the gals, but only so much rope and only so much time. I thought the drow had come looking for me, so,
The dwarf was looking real interested. He's like, get all these girls and oh, he's talking about farm animals.
Wait, what?
What?
The dwarf was thinking he was just sleeping with like 15 girls.
Yeah.
No, I'm a goat herd, sir, not a gigolo.
All right. So after you saw that, did you go and where'd you go?
North, through Old Town. And as I recall it, I somehow managed to make it on foot from here to Agam's butchery up in the stoneworks before dawn, which, no matter how many times I remind myself that happened, it don't make no sense.
The dwarf interrupts, going, so people were being slaughtered, and you never alerted the guards.
Yeah.
In my defense, patrols here were kind of light that night. I imagine a lot of our fellows were still over at the park.
It was the final night of the Karnegion festival.
Yeah. So the dwarf goes, right, I suppose that's fair, as he's like looking at Barty, like he's giving you, like he's giving Barty a look like, it's hard to describe what his face looks like when half of it's covered, you know?
Yeah.
Far as I figured, if it was tearing the abbot apart, I didn't stand much of a chance of killing it with a baby dinosaur and 15 goats.
The hell of a dinosaur.
Oh, Unis is. He's specifically called a Deinonychus.
Unis screeches happily.
Okay.
It's funny, some sources say they're extinct, but I found them just, in the park, wounded. I don't know. This is a weird city.
The alchemist goes, yeah, he was probably part of the Raptor Run.
Raptor Run?
On the last day of the festival, a section of the city and park are made to run around the city as raptors chase the contestants.
like a running of the bulls.
Wait. Birds of prey? People run from birds of prey?
Torgan's confused of the way the word raptor is used in his part of the world.
Yeah, well, it's the Raptor Run for alliteration.
Oh, okay. Alright. You hear that, Eunice? You're called a Utah raptor. I don't know what Utah is, but...
Uh-huh. Neat.
but it sounds like freedom. All right. See, yeah, the alchemist explains, going, it was probably just hurt because of the
Attack.
he kind of looks for the words. He goes, I guess attack is one word, but I'm now confused thinking why it was in there anyways. Like, shouldn't it have been... That was days away. It shouldn't have been there.
Well, those freaky guys were summoning a whole bunch of people and things. During that time, I attempted to disrupt their summoning circle, so something else summoned instead by accident.
He goes, oh, I didn't... You're the summoning... They had a summoning circle and you disrupted it, huh?
As best I could, which obviously didn't work out as well as it should. I informed as many people as I could, but by that time I had noticed it was already pretty much completed.
So he's going, I was going to call you out for all that, but no, that's understandable.
He's
But
going to call me out on what?
are you asking him that or me?
He said he's going to call me out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked him to call me out on what? Because I'm honestly confused. Like, I don't know what he meant.
He goes, well, the idea that just some lowly guard was going to disrupt a giant magic circle, but no, he raises his hand and goes, it's all right. I'm just used to...
I mean, yeah, I gotcha. I mean, no, there's no way I was going to be able to disrupt an entire magic circle myself. That's why I got as many people to help as I could.
Yeah, he's
I
going,
mean,
I feel it. I feel it. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Torgen lives here.
Not anymore.
Again, I'm just imagining Torgen has all this cheese and wine in his hand as he's talking about this.
I mean, this is his.
I'm currently transferring it to a rucksack or saddlebag.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is actually Torgen's church.
Not anymore. I no longer am affiliated with the Church of Sarenrae.
You just stopped being a cleric of Sarenrae?
My vestments now display the holy symbol of Erastil.
Okay, that's not suspicious at all.
He doesn't. I was rolling to see if the dwarf knew who Sobek was, but he does. He needed like a 20.
I didn't say anything about Sobek. I said Erastil.
I know. I was saying if the dwarf knew what was up with you. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, good. I haven't given him any reason to know.
I mean, Torgen, that's kind of weird, dude. You just switch.
Nothing to worry about, Barty. Nothing to worry about at all.
In the meantime, you just have the bald dwarf, like, kind of one eye squinting at you as he's, like, looking you over to Torgen.
Oh, yeah. If he had access to actual cantrips and real spells, he'd probably cast Detect Magic and see my illusory vestments, but, he doesn't.
What do you mean he doesn't? He's an alchemist. For all you know, he does.
I thought they didn't get cantrips for some reason.
He might not, but he does have potions. Like, he could have brewed something. That being said, he's clearly not drinking it, but you know what I mean. I'm not checking, because it's not like I have this sheet open going, yeah, they do not get cantrips, I guess. He gets brew potion. They're meant to,
Gik gets cantrips either.
They're meant to make stuff. That being said, for all you know, he's burning like a second level slot for the good detect magic.
Well, if he does, then I'm prepared to explain what the real vestments are.
Yeah,
but,
he's not. I was just seeing if he could piece together what was up with you with his limited knowledge of the investigation. Again, like I said, he needed to roll really high. He did not do it. So, like I said, in the meantime, because he's trying to knowledge check you, he's just giving you dirty looks.
That's fair. He's a dwarf. I'm an orc. I'm used to that.
Yeah. So, while he's doing that, and people are talking about Torgen and cheese, I mean, the other two are out for 2 hours talking to people. So, I kind of don't want to go through that until they come back.
Unfortunately, there's not enough left of these bodies to gain any real useful forensic science. We found some decaying plant matter, which leads us to believe it's either some sort of plant creature, some sort of undead creature, or some sort of horrible alchemical abomination. And and there's no one left on site to talk to, not even a goat. So,
Yeah.
aside from this, it's shit. Walk around with detect magic active just to see if there's anything worth requisitioning.
That's a good point. We didn't check to see if there was any kind of magical residue left over. If this thing was summoned in, it might have left, what's that called? A lingering aura. I'll cast detect magic to see if there's a lingering aura.
There's about 8 conjuration and I'm checking to see what the most used spell from the clerics are in the big numbers. What that is, school of. Sorry, it's not like I memorize what schools every spell goes to. You know what I mean?
No need to apologize, man.
It's a no. That's conjuration still. Yeah, sorry. Tons of conjurations just lying around everywhere.
I'm gonna try and focus on the strongest conjuration spell and see if I can locate where it came from.
All right. Do you have to make a check with that after you examine it for a minute or whatever that is?
No, just examining for 3 rounds will let me pretty much just walk up to it.
Okay. Yeah, it's no. I mean like to identify what it was and everything. You just
Oh, yeah. Give me a second. That'd be a knowledge arcana, and I believe, just let me take a look. I believe I get a bonus because I did the 3 rounds of detect magic on it. Let me check to make sure. Boom. Okay, no bonus.
okay. The strongest level spell cast here is Summon Monster 3.
Okay, so would I, with my check, would I be able to, or would I be able to make a check to know what Summon Monster 3 can summon and know if any of those are able to summon a creature that was like able to do these things?
Yeah. So I guess I'll personally let you write on that Arcana item. Or would you say this is where it becomes iffy between Arcana and Spellcraft? Would you say Spellcraft is what you would roll for, knowing what table Summon Monster 3 can summon for you?
You know,
Yes.
I mean, I don't. Either one works for me.
Yeah. Like,
Want me to make a spellcraft check?
yeah, I guess make a Spellcraft check, and I'll kind of let like the medium of those 2 rolls ride there.
You know what? I really want to make sure I get this right. So can I just take a 20 here?
Yeah, you just take time studying it. Fine, because the other people are out for like an hour still.
You can't take
Yep.
20 on anything that has a penalty for failure. You can take 10, but you cannot take 20.
Well, in that case, I'm just gonna roll. I got a 50-50 shot of being higher.
Yeah. Aw.
Eh.
So kind of an idea is like they could summon like animals and outsiders and stuff.
And do I detect?
For
I'm sorry.
you do not know this in character, but I'm looking at the table, and for some reason, on the alternative summoning options of Summon Monster 3, is you can summon a human natural were-rat rogue level 2.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's weirdly specific.
It is. I just saw that. I'm like, I'm fine if you summoning a Blink Dog or a Psychopomp, but that what? Why would you be able to summon something from your own plane?
I mean, Devin has something similar to it.
Yeah,
Just he snaps his fingers instead.
yeah. That's mind-boggling. I can't believe that's an option.
Yeah, I inform my good. I inform the dwarf here that after doing that, I've determined that Summon Monster 3 was cast. How many times was it cast? Just once or
About 4 times.
4 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 4 times. So if we can find somebody who actually knows what that can summon, we can probably get a good idea of what might have done it.
All right. So yeah, some more studying is done. You some time passes just to speed this up a bit, and I'm sure you check out the other things and you get things like their cure light wounds and stuff. It doesn't seem like any spells were being cast by this creature. Like they all appear to be things from the cleric domain spells. Domain
Yeah.
spells is wrong. I mean cleric spell list.
Anything that helps narrow it down for the person for the person we find that actually knows the list will be good.
Yeah. So as you're doing checks on that, and I mean, yeah, Torgen's like smuggling cheese out of the thing, throwing it over the fence for a goat to drag to Agams.
No,
Well, go on then.
I. I mean, we had to requisition a horse to get here, so I'm filling my saddlebags.
Okay.
I'm not just throwing it over the fence. I'm not a maniac. So yes, I'm filling up my saddlebags with that, and aside from that, I'll look around in the not reliquary, the book repository, and see if I can find a list of the other Serenite shrines in the city. The abbot had said he was going to try to get me living there. Not that I want to live at another one right now, because she doesn't have the animal domain, so I would look weird. But you know, they can cure alcoholism on the cheap.
All right. So you get a list of the surrounding temples. Like
Any Saren Ray in the stoneworks, by chance?
probably one or two, yeah.
Sick.
Not nice big temples, but shrines where there's probably like a one guy making sure the thing's clean.
I need a single cleric of level 3 with the restoration subdomain. That's literally all he has to be.
Yeah, shouldn't be hard to find.
Crazy baby.
Okay.
Also, I'll just give the abbot's personal chambers a once over out of half interest, half respect. We'll see which way it goes depending on what's in there.
There's no dead bodies in it, so that's nice.
Perception 23 after booze and guidance, and detect magic is up.
Yeah, nothing like you go in there, you're like, okay, nothing out of the ordinary. But first, just flask, touch yourself. Eyes glow. All right, what's hiding here? I got 2 more here. 23 with detect magic.
There's a certain outfit that the abbot might have that I would totally want.
Yeah. No, that's on his dead body.
I mean, if it's still intact, I'll take it off his body and respectfully inter him. But
yeah. With all the night watch there, I think you guys should think of a good reason before they're like, "What are you doing to that body?" Just taking the shirt off a dead person.
not the shirt. If he had a cassock of the clergy, I need it. If not, it doesn't matter.
I mean, feel free to do that. We're gonna roleplay that, but
Oh shit, he actually does have a cassock of the clergy on? Oh fuck, I was half joking. I wasn't prepared for this.
is it not just the 8K item?
I'm not sure if it's 8K. I've actually never looked at its price. I've always had it made. I've never found one.
Well, my internet's loading at incredibly slow speeds.
No, it's the 4600 item.
No, he doesn't have that one. He has the 8K version.
Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck that even is, but now I'm incredibly intrigued.
It just counts as a holy symbol and stuff.
That's like what the cassock does, but it costs more and does less. I'm so confused. You'll have to link me that sometime.
Well, if I can ever get the PFSRD to open, yeah. But in the meantime, I'll just let that new tab forever in the background. Um, sorry, I'm just so concerned by it not loading still. Like, I'm scared what's wrong with my internet speeds.
At this point, if Torgan does notice that one of the bodies has something shiny under my special eyes, I will actually ask whoever my commanding officer is, Corporal Gick.
Is 2 hours away, as far as I know.
Shit! That I ask whoever else I have to ask, I'm now supposed to be reporting to.
The guy that doesn't like orcs is higher ranked than me.
Well, he doesn't like orcs either. Who else?
There's the crime scene guy.
Cool.
The alchemist.
I'll ask the crime scene investigator, the forensic investigator, how he wants us to handle gathering up the dead, and so they can be processed. What's the protocol on that for this investigation?
He goes, well, generally, items of value are given to family members or processed through the city to pay for things that their deaths would cost. Usually, unless otherwise specified, if the items added up can afford them a resurrection, we pay for a resurrection using their items.
That's incredibly sensible. Very good. I'll do a cursory sweep with detect magic and see if there's anything that anybody has that could fund a raised dead operation. And I'll also I'll look through the archives and see if I can find a list of next of kin. They probably would have kept that for some of the more important priests.
He goes, that being said, these are also priests, so you would think the church would, well, I'm not religious. I don't know what they do.
Well, I also found a list of their sister chapels in the city, so...
He goes, that's a good idea. Can I get to look at that?
Certainly. I already scribed a copy for myself. Here, you can have the original.
Yeah. He takes the original and he's like, you scribed a copy for yourself, whatever.
Yes, with the Scrivener's chant Orison.
He goes, that's not why I'm concerned. He goes, so he looks it over for a bit and he calls up some people, like not the forensic people that are still trying to like figure out stuff from the body and like failing to cast spells to talk to them. And one guy's like checking just the guts of the person. He's going, I don't see any needles in them. He calls over regular night watch people who are just like loitering about waiting for action, and they're like, finally. And he goes, check out these other churches, make sure that they're not getting hit, see what's going on with them, make sure it's not a serial biz. And he starts handing off people, like, addresses to people from the head off to.
Good idea. The moment he takes his eyes off me, I take his advice to go and strip the bodies of anything that appears valuable enough to possibly fund a raised dead, and I take the abbot's magic robes.
I guess, do you want a sleight of hand that?
Oh, no, I don't have... I'm collecting them.
Okay.
And then they will be investigated for his next of kin or whatever, but if we don't happen to find a next of kin and they're only worth $8,000, well, selling them, that's only $4,000. That's not $5,000. That's not a raised dead diamond. We could reincarnate him for $1,000, but I mean, I'm the last surviving, resident of this temple. If anyone can pursue the abbot's raised dead, that's my responsibility. And that's my story. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Whether or not I actually stick to my guns, who knows?
I'm so distracted because the page is loaded and I tried like clicking on links, but it's like a creepypasta, like a really crappy hyper realistic blood. The links are dead. I tried opening them in like a new tab, right click, and I'm getting like a 20,000 like look at this link address.
Just use. If you can't, you find it on PFSRD. You can check Archives of Nethys.
No, but I mean, like, my actual internet is, like, fucking up, and I'm scared that it's just gonna randomly crash in the middle of the
Oh, yeah. I seem to have only gotten part of a link, but we are talking about the same item. But, yeah, it's only worth 4,600.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that when we eventually try and get things to work. I'm just scared that my internet's gonna crash. Is all. My Wi-Fi. But anyways, yeah, you're taking the items off of him with the idea that you're aware that just goes if you're actually doing what you're supposed to, that's just going to someone else. Yeah. Um.
No, that's the thing is I know that Devrin and Gick are coming back, and I know that Devrin knows some people who would be able to keep track of where items go.
Mm.
And so I'm going to return everything except this. Anything else that looks valuable enough to maybe even fund a reincarnation, I'll turn in. But I want to do this long enough. I want to do such a thorough search. I'm taking 20 on this search because I'm stalling for time for my Thieves Guild contact to come back.
Okay. So.
I want this to maybe get lost in the system and maybe end up at Agam's place by mistake.
Yeah, this is the item the guy has. I'm just saying 8,000 because I don't remember what prices are. And
Yeah,
when you're saying 46,000 was what I kept hearing.
4,600.
Yeah, my price wasn't that off from top of the head nonsense.
But yeah, it's huge because it gives me an extra 0 level spell slot.
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't need it to function as a holy symbol. My birthmark is my holy symbol, but oh well.
Yeah.
This is still great.
So, while you're stalling, Devrin, you're rolling me diplomacy for your gather information.
Right. Forgot about that. Sorry.
Or knowledge local. I think you can roll either one.
One is significantly better than the other.
You know, you strike me as the charismatic rogue, not the mastermind.
All right, so Devrin, what are
26.
you looking for?
If anyone was in the area and saw whatever it was that attacked the church.
Yeah, there's definitely amongst like the people who you've bothered and talked to about things. I'd say the best story you probably heard was a beggar who was like a block or two down who could like see the church vaguely in the distance, and he heard the fighting.
Right.
He did not go in or anything. Like he kept a respectable distance, but that's like the person closest to it. Someone else would have told you that they saw a monster leaving the church after they heard like goats screaming and stuff, and a creature like jumped into the air. Like they're describing Batman. A terrible creature jumped into the air onto one of the neighboring buildings' rooftops and kept hopping away in the distance. And yeah,
which direction did it go?
if the church is like point like middle here, they're describing like a northwest kind of thing.
All right. Well, I thank them all for their time, give them their money, and then head back to the church to share everything that I've learned. And Gick is just following me?
Yeah, no, I mean, Gick would have been like, so, do you want me to hide the badge while you talk to people, or?
Yes, that would be very kind.
No problem, but I got you.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to the others and see if they learned anything valuable, shall we?
Hopefully they learned something more than we did.
We got a direction, and that it's able to leap to the top of a building without much difficulty. That's something.
Well, I just hope that these people are worth trusting their word on.
So by time the 2 hours are up, that's like the loop it took you. So 2 hours over, you pop back to the scene where there's considerably less night watch as they've gone off to the other temples and stuff, and all that's left is a couple of guards and the forensics team, and you see Torgan there, very delicately stealing items from the dead.
Not steal, collecting. And I will quietly noise whisper, stage whisper toward Devrin and flag him down.
I'll move over to him. Can I help you with something?
You actually might be able to. See, I've been officially tasked with going through the remains of my former fellows and finding anything that might be able to fund a raised dead, or any other valuables that can be passed on to their next of kin. Now, the abbot was a rather elderly gentleman, but he didn't really talk about his family very much. And he had this lovely cassock. Look at this craftsmanship.
It is fascinating.
I happen to know it could not, in fact, buy a 5,000 gold diamond to bring the abbot back to life. At best, this might buy the 1,000 gold that it would require of rare oils to reincarnate him. But then the poor bloke could come back as a goblin and be sold into slavery. That ain't right.
Oh, aye, that is horrible.
Do you perhaps know any couriers who are less than honest, or are you perhaps comfortable disguising yourself with those fancy sleeves we share?
Well, let me think about this for a moment. I might know someone that can do it. There's just one small problem.
I just have one party just go walk in going, hey, what are you guys whispering about?
Nothing.
I'm not actually coming in the
it's-
room.
I was just joking. While they're whispering about this, Barty, Git came back if you wanted to bother him.
I have no reason to bother Gick unless he has a reason to bother me.
Gick will go up to Barty. Barty's, in theory, the most intelligent member of the party.
Only in theory, though.
As far as Gick knows. So did your investigation yield any results?
Summon Monster 3 was cast. Other than that, I've got nothing. We know Torgan was here, but he didn't see anything because I guess he was really scared of what was going on, or I don't know.
And not too surprised, to be honest.
I mean, I understand. You know, me and freaking Devrin, we had a whole crew on our back, and even we were getting our asses handed to us by the one creature that showed up. And if how many times the summon monster was summoned, whatever was brought here, it might have been way worse.
I will admit, it seems a bit odd. If you remember the fellow with the statue that only attacked me, even though I totally worship valid deities, and yet this attack seemed to only be carried up against those that worship deities. I mean,
I think it might have been meant to be carried out against Torgan.
Well, I mean, it might have been personal, but I mean, it did take the time to rip through all of these priests, and yet, for how savage it was going through each and every one of them, the people outside didn't really even notice it.
So maybe you know how the guys in the red cloaks don't believe that Kyrgyz is a valid deity? Maybe they don't think Sarenrai is a valid deity.
Maybe they take issue with Sarenrai. I don't know. Seems odd. It just all seems very odd to me.
Yeah. So, did you hear Torgan now worships Zera still?
I mean, okay, I guess. I try best not to understand him. I feel like it would be more painful.
I think it might be a good idea to understand him because he's kind of hostile towards everyone, and with his sudden shift in who he's worshiping after the place where he was got attacked and everyone there slaughtered, seems a little too convenient.
I'll say this, Barty. If it turns out he's an enemy, then I'll cut him down, no problem. But
I mean, I'm not gonna attack the guy out of nowhere for no reason.
But
it does seem a little off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No. As I said, he seems a little off to me, just in general. But I mean, looking at the way these attacks went, I don't think he's capable of doing something like this, whether he wants to or not.
Fair enough.
I mean, if he either had that kind of magic or that kind of strength, I think we would have seen it by now.
I think that's a good way for, like, as people are talking and you look at him, you see Torgan, like, in the distance, whispering with Devrin.
Yeah, I know there's a problem. You have no reason to help me out yet, but from what I can tell, you seem to have a reason that, for whatever reason you have, you've decided to hang around, I guess, Gick's brigade. I can be more useful if I have this. It may not look like much but a fancy robe, but this actually gives me a little bit more access to spell power.
I think he was talking to you, Devrin.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, Devrin. Are you here, Warren?
Didn't realize my mic was turned off.
Ah,
Damn.
sorry. There you go.
Oops.
Anyways, for the record, I'm here because Lord Reclaw told me to be here. Secondly, I would help you with this. I really would, but I seem to recall several golden masks that were property of the Night Watch that had to be taken into custody. I think that piece of...
Those are magic, although. And we
Aye.
were more closely watched.
Aye, but I feel like, as considering this item was from a murder scene, it should also be taken to the Night Watch.
Well, I guess I deserve that. That's a shame. It's a damn shame. But I deserve
Torgan, can I speak to you for a moment?
With that,
Yes, Corporal.
I'll head over to Barty and the forensic guy.
I'll pull Torgan into like a side room. Look,
What can I do for you, sir?
I do remind you, in case I think this was where this is going, that he was whispering with Warren about that.
you know, I don't know what they were whispering
Oh, okay.
about.
Just
Yeah, I have
making
no
sure.
idea what the. Yeah, I saw the two of them whispering, and like Barty's concerned. Look. Here's the thing. I don't know what business you might have with Devrin, but I don't think a crime scene is the best place to discuss it, especially when you do kind of look like an orc. And everyone wants to kind of pin it on an orc, and you were at the scene of the crime. Can you see how things you do here might be looked upon suspiciously?
Fair. But everybody's always suspicious of me.
Well, yes, I'm sure that has made life somewhat rough for you, and I'm certainly not a fan of that kind of treatment of others. But the reality is that you're, well, I mean, at least for now, you're a member of the Night Watch, and especially at places like this, you got to try and hold yourself to a slightly higher standard of conduct.
Frankly, I'm offended that you think that I was belittling myself to a lesser level of conduct.
Well,
You look at the window and see the cheese wrapped around the horse.
yeah,
I made that cheese. That is not stealing.
he'll kind of like look at he'll look out the window. He'll look at Tori. Look, you have to realize how your actions look to others who don't understand necessarily what's going on. You know, there are a lot of people at this scene who are just seeing it for the first time. They don't know you. They don't know your history at this temple. You know, they don't have all the explanations you already have in your head for everything that's going on. So when you just do things without explaining to them the whole history of it, they're going to make assumptions. And as you said, people are suspicious of you. They're going to generally make the wrong assumptions.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted Devon to take the Abbott's most precious cargo elsewhere.
Why?
Once again, asking the Thieves Guild member to run off with some stuff of value without clearing it with the highest ranking officer that you're giving it over to a Thieves Guild member could be seen as suspicious in a scene where people are already going to suspect that you possibly were the one to commit these murders.
Oh, please, I'm not capable of half of this.
I know you aren't, but they don't know that.
Isn't that what Zone of Truth is for?
Yes, but do we really need to get tied up with Zone of Truth and possible court trials and fines and the whole precinct's name getting dragged through the mud when you could just be a little more cautious and a little more patient? I'm not telling you that you can't come in here and pick stuff up. Just make sure that you're going over every step of it with the commanding officer at the scene.
But of course.
Especially if we're going to be working with the Thieves Guild.
Unis, have I taught you how to roll your eyes yet?
Look, whether you listen to me is neither here nor there, but just know that if you don't listen to me, if shit hits the fan, I'm not going to have your back.
I get it.
You know, I can't afford to get dragged down. Anyways, so what's with this Aristo worship suddenly?
Well, it's quite simple, really. Saren Ray doesn't have access to animal domains.
Well, I mean, usually people take up a particular religion for faith-based reasons, and they usually takes a little bit more than just, I felt like it to change religions.
Who said I changed religions?
The symbology you're using implies it. You realize that, like, if a person walks around with a necklace of Asmodeus for their whole life, and then you know them, and they talk and they go to the Church of Asmodeus all the time, and then suddenly they're like, oh, and suddenly you just see them with a necklace no longer of Asmodeus, and you don't see them going to the Asmodean church anymore. You might go, oh, maybe they're not following Asmodeus anymore.
Yes, I know. That's why I generally don't walk around projecting vestments.
Well, those of us that know you know that, as far as we knew, we're staying at a church of Saren Ray and had some, the vestments of Saren Ray, and now you don't. And so we're just curious why you would suddenly change that stuff up, other than I felt like it, because that usually isn't what happens.
You already know I'm in hiding, Corporal. Why am I still being interrogated?
I realize you're... So that I have something to tell the people who are questioning these things, other than, well, he felt like it.
Alright. I'll slide off my sleeves of many garments, and I'll actually show you what my real vestments look like. And I've got some, ancient Egyptian, gold, red, and blue, the long flowing robes, the big desert puffy pants, exposes my chest, although I'm not as muscular as my full orc brethren. And, well, it would expose my chest, though in this case it's my breastplate, because armor exists. And the emblem of a crocodile swimming down river at sunset. And then I'll just kick my feet back up on whatever desk I'm assuming is between us.
I'm literally always wearing an illusion. I changed the illusion because I intend to change where I live. Unis would not fit in a Temple of Saren Ray. I cannot pass as a Sarenite with a goddamn dinosaur following me around like I'm its mama. That's it.
Well, see, now I know that you are neither a worshiper of Saren Ray or Aristil, and that you need a place to hide. And that I can tell people that. I can say, look, he's got He's not a priest of Sarenrae or Aristel. He's a priest of some other god. I don't know who that is. I probably don't need to say.
Yeah, probably best.
But
trying to, keep it on the down low.
I put my sleeves back on, and I'm an Aristilian again.
But just saying that you have reason to hide. Why do you have reason to? Someone's gonna ask, why does he have reason to hide? Drow are after him. Why are Drow after him? Because he summons magical beasts that tear through priests. I don't know. But now I have something a little more concrete than just,
I'm an escaped convict from a drow mining shaft in the Darklands. I've been on the run for about 5-6 months. If you must know.
like I said, I'll try to keep what information I hand out to a minimum, but it is helpful to know.
Officially, it's very beneficial to me, or at least it was before Barty started running his goddamn elf mouth. It was very beneficial for me if all the priests at that temple were dead. Fucking Barty.
What the hell did I do?
Ran his mouth is what he did, Unis.
I'm actually legitimately right there.
Yeah, I'm confused.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
He pulled me aside. You're not in the room at all.
No, but I'm also kind of just confused as a player.
Well,
I was with Gick. Why wouldn't I have followed Gick?
I was trying to speak to him in private. I do
Yeah,
apologize if
I assumed. I assumed.
I was trying to be.
Yeah, I also assumed Barty was not part of the conversation.
Okay, my bad. I assumed that you went and talked to him right there when he was talking to Devin.
Yeah, I thought he pulled him into like a closet or something.
Yeah, just some private side room, whatever I could find quickly.
That being said, yeah, I'm interested in the explanation for why you hate Barty.
Well, he's just upset with Barty right now because Barty was like, "Oh yeah, Torgan lived here."
I was given no reason not to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, I
besides, once that guard caught you stealing cheese, you basically told him, and he told people. So
yeah. I know Torgan's also upset with himself for the same reason, but it's easier to project himself.
Yeah, well, it gets a little annoying when everything is Barty's fault, man.
Well, look, you've got a lot of secrets, Torgan, and it's kind of hard to keep track of it all. Some of us are going to occasionally slip up from time to time. You're going to have. I apologize for it, but you can't expect all of us to keep track of all the little secrets you got going on.
All you need to know is that I'm your group's medic. I happen to be a priest. I have a dinosaur, and I come from a land far, far away.
And you have reason to keep a majority of your identity secret because there are bad people after you.
Correct, Corporal.
That little extra bit is real helpful in situations like this.
So naturally, when the place I was hiding out came under attack in the cover of darkness, I bugged out.
No, I'm not surprised you bugged out. That doesn't bother me. Like I said, I don't think you have anything to do with this other than you were possibly the target, and I'm not even 100% sure you were the target, to be honest. But anyways, it's good enough for me. I'll go speak to the investigator and make sure he's somewhat aware of your situation. But like I said, it really helps if you act as least suspiciously as possible.
Such a nice robe, that's all.
I shake my head and walk out.
All right. While they're in the room, Warren was asking me because I assumed the robes were still on the person since you were.
Oh yeah, no. Since I got pulled aside, I literally just dropped everything right in front of Warren, and I walked away. Whatever happened behind my back is no longer any of my concern.
All right. So what do you want to do, Warren, about that?
Still go ahead with it.
All right. Do you want to roll stealth or sleight? Like how are you thinking you're gonna make sure that people don't realize what the hell you're doing?
I assume they wouldn't question it with just one of their own picking it up.
I mean, it's still a matter that you're just walking off somewhere with it.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Let's see.
you should be aware that you picking it up and going in the right direction with it wouldn't really raise too many concerns. But if you just picked it up and went in a room by yourself and like outwalked you like Devrin later, people might. So if someone noticed all that, they're going to go, "Wait a minute."
Oh no, I would pick up the item along with all the other items in the area and look like I am heading towards the precinct to deliver the items, and just get lost in transit.
All right. Well, that's gonna break you out until like the next scene. Okay.
All right.
Barty, what are you doing?
I mean, if that's pretty, I mean, if there's nothing else here to investigate, which, as far as I'm aware, there isn't.
Yeah.
Gig's talking to Torgan, and I guess I'm just gonna ask the investigator, the dwarven investigator, if there's anything else he needs done here, and I'll just, do whatever it is that he needs me to do.
He asks you if you have any ability to do forensics and stuff, like the stuff that these people are doing. Not that it's good for anything.
I'm not the best, but I can. I do have some knowledge of the human condition. I have some skill as a doctor.
He goes,
Not like.
because if you're wanting, you can check their bodies and make sure that there's nothing that we're missing.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll help out with that. Help looking for body parts, make sure everybody's together where they need to be.
Right. So, Gik and Torgan walk out. Did you want to make the check, Barty, in case you roll real good and discover something the other people didn't?
Sure. Is it a heal check or a perception or?
Yeah, it's a heal check to identify how the damage happened to them. Because really, how far they're getting at is like claw attacks and stuff.
So,
Yeah,
30,
actually,
20.
yeah. So as they're leaving the closet after 7 minutes in heaven, there, you find that the bodies, in addition to being like clawed and thorned and stuff, the you're like using the heal check, you can figure out the way they were hurt. Seems like there was a large-sized creature's hand involved and a medium-sized creature's hand.
I'll inform the investigator that there's a potential that either the creature had two different sized hands, like it's like 5 fingers kind of hands, or like.
Yeah, like 5-finger kind of hands. But the fact, like the damage is like there's like disproportional. Like it seems like there's one large hand, like the damage, then bludgeoning positions of like the fingers and stuff. Seems like if it's either there's a second creature that's been hitting them, like there are two creatures here, or like you said, this creature has like a weird, oversized arm.
I will inform the investigator of this information that there was either two creatures or one creature that had two different sized arms, one much larger than the other. And I will point out how I've come to that conclusion.
The investigator asks you if you think that maybe the creature enlarged for a duration of the fight and then became smaller again.
Against the same creature, against the same people, because I'm noticing it on the same people that there are two different types of handprints. Is that correct, or is it just two different, or is it on some people have smaller ones, other people have bigger ones?
It seems like on the head priests, the ones that were in the fight the longest, that there's like one consistently, like one, like it came from the same fist kind of thing, one large and then one small, but like consistently, like it was the damages, the way things are spaced out, like claw strikes and stuff, and how sizes work and everything, just like bludgeoning and claw, like slicing and stuff. It seems like it was again one large hand, one medium hand, which and I mean that as in they were the same hands. Not like the large and medium were the same hand, but the large hand is always the same type of hand.
I gotcha. Is that only against the head priest or against everybody?
Against everybody, but mostly it's the fact that the head priest has it consistently. Everybody has it as you compare.
Okay, so I inform him that everybody has attacks that are consistent with a large hand and attacks that are consistent with a smaller hand, But as you can see here on the head priest, who would have been able to put up more of a fight against whatever this thing was, you can see based on this that he was being consistently hit, and it appears to come from the same type of creature based on the markings. So I don't think the creature was enlarged unless there was two of them and one was enlarged and one wasn't. So again, it's either two creatures or one creature that has disproportionate hand sizes. Perhaps even some kind of created creature, but who knows on that one? I can't say for certainty. I can only say that the markings are very similar, and that one type of marking was significantly larger than the other marking, and that all the bodies have these markings. Did that make it all sense? Because I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, the dwarf's going, not entirely, but I get what you're going with. And then the people leave the closet to Barty and the dwarf talking.
I mean, Gick will wander over to the investigator. So you're the one investigating this case?
Yeah, the dwarf goes, when crime scenes like this appear, I just make sure that we get all the information that we can.
I have something that somewhat related, somewhat not related, but certainly something you need to be told, but if at least a little bit in private, you're welcome to come along, Barty. But away from the regular recruits.
Okay, the dwarf raises an eyebrow and walks out with you.
I mean, I know that there's been some suspicion on one of my guys, Torgen. Some suspicion been cast on him because he was here the night of the murder.
I can only imagine Barty and the dwarf share a look.
And I get that he comes off as kind of a suspicious person normally. Kind of looks at Barty to sort of like nod. I'm sure Barty can attest to the fact that Torgen's not always the most straightforward seeming guy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just waiting for the conclusion.
So, anyways, I had a little talk with him about it. So the reason that he's changed religions, he hasn't. He doesn't worship Sarenrae. He doesn't worship Aristel. It's some other god. I don't know. I don't know those kinds of things. Not my problem. But the reason is that he ran away from a place that was controlled by Drow, and he's quite suspicious that they'll come after him sometime, and so he tries to keep a low profile by acting suspicious.
Yeah, that's.
I'm, he's not like Devon. I doubt he's skilled in such arts.
No, I get it.
But
Drow don't usually go looking for you during the day. They usually just wait until you're asleep, and then
once again, I think we both have experience with how much common sense Torgen often implies.
Actually, that's a good point. If he's being looked for by Drow, it could have been the Drow. And they might have done this to these people to show Torgen what happens if he continues to run. I mean, kind of like a statement.
Yeah. The investigator, after hearing what Barty said, like as Barty's finishing that, you just hear him going, "Ah, damn it!" And he pulls out the paper and he writes "Drow?" ?
Well, that's why I felt I had to bring it up. I don't think it's the most likely possibility, but it is a possibility, and it's worth mentioning. But
yeah, I mean, I'd assume they'd be more subtle, but I mean, you never know with a bunch of demon worshipping lunatics.
But in terms of the possibility of Torgen somehow being the one to instigate all this, I don't know. I think we can both say that he's nowhere near capable of this kind of violence. The man's honestly quite the coward.
All right. I mean, like I said, I wasn't about to go attack the dude. Not that I'd win that fight anyway.
I don't expect you to. I don't expect you to attack anyone in our unit. I'd like to think that we can all get along to some degree.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's like sandpaper, rough and irritating, but useful.
Yeah, well, at least you're not scaly, and that sandpaper doesn't have a attraction to all things scaly. Gives you a
Yeah.
look like you really think you got it the worst.
Speaking of which, I saw you spending 7 minutes in heaven. Did he try? Did he try anything?
No. I just now that I'm corporal, I feel a bit responsible for you guys, and I felt I had to take him aside and give him a little talk to.
Show me on this voodoo doll where he touched you.
I'm fine. Like I said, I'd like to see all you guys get along and be able to joke with each other. But I understand that we're gonna occasionally butt heads with each other.
It'll get better. I think he's still just worried that I'm one day just going to turn on him and be like, haha, I was actually a drow all along.
Unless you start wearing scale hide armor, he's probably always going to think you're secretly a drow.
The investigators probably had enough like backing away that he's a couple of squares away from this now.
Yeah.
So I just look at him like, dude, you don't have to like sneak away. We're not gonna get mad at you for walking away from this.
He's
no.
going, well, I figured I've got other things to attend to here. There's, I mean, I am just waiting for a psychic to come up, really, but until then, I'd rather at least be useful.
I'm gonna follow the investigator to give him a hand or have him tell me where the hell he wants me to go.
Yeah.
Just keep us informed if you can, if anything comes up. It does. These attacks do seem related, and it involves all of us. So we'd like to be kept abreast of it.
All right.
Well,
gone. What do you want to say, Barty?
Like I said, I'm just gonna stick around and try and be helpful, and hopefully be here when the psychic gets here.
All right. Warren, as you're going through these streets, you can give me a perception check, but I'm gonna warn you as I open up this motherfucker's sheet. I think he's kind of dangerous still. No stealth. All right, no, you have a chance at winning this.
Okay.
Did you just roll that, or is my memory bad?
I just rolled that.
Okay. The answer to that is both, by the way. Yeah, so 20. Let me try and beat that. Great. So, Deverin, as you take the stuff and you start heading towards the precinct and you kind of get lost, you don't notice this.
When I get out of sight of the church, I do drop the disguise self.
Yeah. So, what you, like off-screen, stuff that you don't hear anything because he's like from a distance away, you see the blind, like scarred-faced man, Luthadel, on top of the building with a flute, going, "You can't hide from me, Calistrites." And as you're dropping your disguise a bit away, he's like jumping from rooftop to rooftop until you're coming out of like, into an alleyway, getting like ready to like really just lose the trail. Like you're just getting out of the pure sight of people. You know what I mean? Your usual business. And his ability to be stealthy ends here because you kind of hear like the city makes noise even at night, but what it doesn't make noise at is a fucking flute. So you turn around and you see him on one of the things, and he gives you like a salute. He flutes and salutes.
I don't believe I know you. As I'm still backing away.
He shouts as he moves the flute away from his mouth. He goes, "But I know you, Calistrite. And as you're backing away, you kind of feel this like mass of insects beginning to like swarming around you, and I assume you stop backing into it.
Right.
Oh,
In that
shit.
case, allow me to offer a counter argument. I'll book it.
Yeah. So you start running from the swarm of I guess really vermin is what I'm going to describe it as right now. So feel free. How are you running from this? Are you like heading back towards the thing, or like what are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, back towards the people where I know may be able to be as meat shields for me as I run for my life.
Nah, it's fair enough.
He's never attacked anyone who worships a god that's in the books before.
But this guy seems different. I mean,
Devin also hasn't, or Devin hasn't said to anyone that he worships Callistria.
We've all seen your big ass wasp.
All right, that's just a big ass wasp.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
only have it if you worship Callistria. That is a badge.
I don't have knowledge religion, so I didn't even know that was a thing.
do.
It's
Right.
alright. It's just as you're running, he again is kind of following you from on top of the rooftops, jumping because damn, he's good at that. And I will chuck a bomb at you from up above. Let me check this real fast. Yeah, that's Sorry, I've got so much nonsense on this sheet. Like I have like 3 horizons written out because he has 1 level of cleric. It's dumb. Yep, there are the bombs. I couldn't find them because I wrote them as bombs with a D. So yeah, I chuck them at you. What's your from here? It's an AC. So what's your AC?
18.
All right, I'm gonna miss super hard, aren't I? Oh snap!
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
The splash damage from this kills your wait. He and his wasp share a square. How's that work? Which one is taking the full damage?
The wasp would take a splash because mechanically, it's
The wasp is hidden away under my clothes.
Yeah.
I would be the one getting
Alrighty.
punched in the face.
Alrighty. I'm just thinking if the bombs are coming from above and the wasp is in your top hat.
No, don't have the top hat on right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just double checking, making sure a bomb can crit or not.
It
I
can.
honestly don't know.
Okay.
I believe it can.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll to confirm, but you can still reflex for half.
Well, shit. That's a confirmed crit. Bomba.
Not great with the reflex.
The reflex is well enough to pass.
Huh.
Would you like your wasp to roll too?
Sure. All right, wasp.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah.
So you only take what is this? Yeah, great. You take 2 damage. Sorry, yeah, two damage. As you take half. Oh wait, you have evasion, don't you? Sorry.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So.
I had to make sure I didn't get rid of it with my archetypes, but yes, I do.
Sorry for the bit of a slog there. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing stuff wrong to him. So Devon, how do you want to explain the bomb critically hitting you and you fucking pirouetting out of the way?
Allow me to describe exactly what I'm saying. Fuck.
So it's just a bomb explodes in the street, like dealing property damage and just slow motioning as you're running away real fast. Like, cool guys don't look at explosions. So,
terrified guys don't look at explosions either.
It's licking at your heels, but you just keep running.
Yep.
Elegant.
120 feet.
Brave Sir Robin, the Wasp.
So yeah, as fucking what, like 10 damage as a 10 damage of a bomb goes off. I'm sure you people hear that from up at the church.
For fuck's sake.
A bomb went off, guys.
Oh, well, that sounds fun and familiar.
Help, you stupid bastards!
Yeah.
Be useful for something in your fucking lives!
So as you people run out, you see like a smoldering thing in the distance of the road as Deverin's running up, and then you see a swarm of like bees and flies and ants crawling up and flying down the street towards him.
Oh, I've got something for that.
Yeah, this looks more like your fight than mine, Barty.
I mean,
I'll stand in the way. I don't know that I can kill him one at a time, buddy.
can I just can I cast a spell now, or do we got to do initiative?
No, I'll let you cast a spell as Barty is capable of outrunning the swarm and everything. So
Sure.
so long as your spell has enough range, I can justify you using it. Which, when you say you're going to use the spell, I assume you have the range to cast it.
Yep, and not only do I have the range, it's also an area of effect spell.
Oh, good.
Alrighty. So let me see. Yeah, can they make me a reflex save?
Oh, swarms, the greatest thing in the game. Yeah, let me... Reflex is a +3, so hey, I might make this, man. 15.
No.
Cool. I assume I failed by 1, by the way.
You did fail by 1.
Hey, lucky you, eh?
Hey, I'll take any luck I can get, considering the only thing that would have happened is they just wouldn't have been... Oh, they actually would have taken half damage. Never mind. Yeah. This isn't the greatest damage, but it's like the only area of effect spell I have at the moment. They take 8 damage.
Is that including the swarm?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot burst, so I would have been specifically targeting the swarm.
No.
Assuming
I'm talking about the swarms take extra damage from area.
Oh, no, I didn't actually do that, so that I guess just add an extra 4 to that.
I think it's 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd have been 12.
So what kind of spell is this?
It's an ice spell.
Okay. Feel free to describe taking out half of the swarms.
So very simply, the entire area where that particular part of the swarm had been, is now just coated in a just a thin layer of ice. And if these creatures could trip, they would be tripping on it.
No. I mean, you did enough damage to take out half of the swarms. If you want to describe killing them.
Oh yeah, there's just a bunch of frozen bugs all over the place.
Yeah.
Just like miniature sculptures.
Yeah, swarms don't trip or anything because it's considered there's so many millions of these tiny little things that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I said if they could trip, they would. But yeah, like the creatures just.
It's like you made like a miniature blizzard, and as they come chasing through it, just icicles, and they fall, cracking in half on the other side, little snowflakes.
Yep.
All right. Let's say Deverin gets to the church at this point with the swarm following him quickly en route.
Do I see the one guy on the rooftops following me as well?
Do you want to try and make a reasonable perception during this time?
Well, after seeing the spell go off behind me, yes, I would see
Alright.
if he's...
Oh, no, that's fair enough reasoning for me. Go ahead and roll. You do not see him.
Okay, continue running, getting behind the wizard. Or witch.
Same difference.
Right, ever since I met you bastards, this city has gone to hell.
Same. Well, no, wait, I take that back. Things have already been hell for me. Never mind. They're off the hook. If I got time, I'll cast another one.
Yeah, I'll let you cast one more before initiative starts here.
Sure. Give me another reflex save, because I have 2 of these that I can cast, and I might as well.
Swarms. No, they fail this time for sure.
Yeah. So this is how much damage they take. I guess rounding down, so 10 damage.
Yep, that's enough to take out that swarm. So, yeah, as the swarms like die out from that side of the road, you're like, good, they're not there anymore. And then you hear a flute playing again, and as you people will now roll initiative because you're going, oh, there's Luthadil up on the, there's that bald asshole up on top of a building. Let's get him. And as he's playing a flute, you kind of see like from the sewer grates and like sides of the alley, like swarms gathering, making another couple of swarms around you guys.
Oh, God damn it! Fuck you, you Pied Piper asshole!
I think you know this bastard.
That's not quite accurate, but we've met.
He tried to kill us. What was it, twice now?
This would be twice, yeah.
Joy.
Yes, he's one of the people that was,
Quick maps. Sorry.
He was at the lovely little festival. Remember that one?
Yeah, but I don't remember anyone summoning a swarm of.
Yeah, he was part of their group, though.
So feel free to put your tokens down on where you think you'd be outside of the church.
He also didn't summon a swarm the first time we when we fought him. He just attacked us with a triple bladed scythe because that's a thing. Or am I thinking of somebody different?
No, you're not.
Glory swarms. Would you people prefer that each type of swarm has its own initiative, or you just want like they're fine as is?
They're fine for me. They're fine as is. I don't care that much.
I'll go with DM's choice.
It's sorry. I gotta roll one more type of swarm. And how many there are? Okay. Yeah, you got real unlucky. And behold, the swarm of butterflies that came from somewhere. Fucking great flute.
Okay.
All right.
The swarm of butterflies I'm down with.
Yeah, they're like the least offensive thing.
Do they even have a stat block?
Technically, but they're not gonna hurt you.
Neat. Like, can you summon a few more of those?
Oops. At turn, there's your initiative tracker. I'm going to have the unfortunate effect of the man.
Of course.
I'm terribly not sure if I should even bother putting the butterflies in there since this is what's going to happen. Like add a character in case it ever were to occur. They occupy your square. You're distracted. That's it though.
Neat.
Just butterflies flying in your face.
Actually, you know what? Barty doesn't have knowledge nature and comes from a very cold area. I might not know what they are.
My God, they're devil wings. Look at the patterns.
They're very bright. That means they're poisonous somehow.
Now I know swarms are one of the more dangerous subtypes in D&D, so just a heads up for you guys to be careful.
Oh, great!
Please
It's already
tell me-
happening here. I haven't even rolled my initiative yet. All right, cool.
Please tell me that alchemist is still here.
Yes, he is.
Great, because I'm all out of area of effect spells.
I mean, I've got a trick or two I can perform, but it's not like it's only effective against like one swarm at a time.
Dope. Better than what I got.
All I got is 2 daggers, and well, it'd take a few years to stab each one of the bugs separately.
I got some.
Then if you can't take care of the swarms, go after the asshole up there.
I'll see what I can do.
I mean, if you can, obviously. I'm not going to be like,
I don't
Yes.
see him.
He's across the street, because I'm sure Devrin can point him at you after he plays the flute again. He's across the street on a tall building, not adjacent, opposite. Yeah, that's the word. He's on a building opposite of the church on top of its roof. sorry. What's the... This poor alchemist, I didn't roll for him. There we go. The bottom like he deserves. Alright, Barty, first up, I suppose in the midst of the chaos, you decided to run up in front of where the swarms are gathering.
Well, I mean, I would have been. I think what it was is I just pushed my character down, but since I was still casting at them as they were coming, if he summoned them, I'm certain that's something he would do.
Alright, yeah, that's a good point. So, as you're frontlining and the swarms are gathering this round, you see them there, you're just gonna go zippity zap.
No. I'm gonna move over to here,
Hey,
and I'm going to bless everybody.
that's good stuff, though.
Yeah. So everyone is now blessed. You're welcome. Do you all feel warm and tingly on the inside? I know I do. So you guys all have a +1 to attack rolls and saving throws against fear effects.
Alright. Since we're gonna have these swarms share a turn, I'm gonna have them spend a turn, like, fully gathering, so after this, they're, like, actually here.
Butterflies are already on me somehow.
You might want to update the map then, since they're not. I'm still trying to think. Butterflies came... That some poor person, you know how people, like, pin butterflies to books for some weird reason? Imagine the flute activates and they just free themselves. This guy that's pinning them to the book's like, oh god, no. My collection.
Geez, that actually sounds like a Goosebumps book.
Yeah, it does.
What was it? It was don't the one where the kid like eats worms and shit, and then he starts collecting butterflies, and like the end of the book ends with a giant butterfly at the foot of his bed.
I don't remember reading that many Goosebumps books because they were just basically R.L. Stein novels or like Twilight Zone ripoffs. But
I mean,
Yeah.
they were still amusing.
yeah, I know, but like I've never heard of this butterfly one.
The butterfly only comes in at the very last like paragraph, like because after a giant worm attacks him, he manages to get it to stop because he was like eating worms or something, and at the end he's collecting butterflies, like pinning them to boards and stuff.
Yeah, like what you
And,
do.
giant butterfly because got to have that twist ending.
It's so weird. Like I guess I just didn't consider that Goosebumps would end with it's a giant butterfly. Be scared. I know it's the way I'm interpreting it, you know.
Well, I mean, he was attacked by a giant worm too. I mean, who would be scared of a
Ah, I
giant
see.
worm?
Is Torgan all right?
I don't know. As far as I know, he is. Oh, his laptop died. Apparently,
Ah, okay.
he had to reboot.
Yeah. Should we wait for him a bit, or he could just walk over and tell us what he's doing?
Do you want me to just tell them what you're doing, or
Like we can wait a minute. It's not no harm. We can keep talking about worms and butterflies. Or I could specifically describe to you.
I hope he. I mean, we can. They're willing to wait for you.
Yeah, I should have described the swarms that are gathered. Now that they've gathered, you see two swarms of ants, two swarms of flies, a swarm of rats, and God, the most fearsome of all, a swarm of butterflies.
Terrifying swarm of butterflies. Ooh.
So, Mr. Pied Piper up there, how far away is he?
It would be. Sorry, let me check the height of a building real fast. 2 stories to feet is what? Okay. He's like 25 feet up in the air from where you are on the ground, and he's a street width apart, so from where Devrin is standing, he's like 90 feet away and 25 feet up. 30-ish feet up, because he's on the roof, sorry.
Okay.
I mean, just so everyone's aware, like the only thing I've got to deal with swarms is flasks of oil, and I can if I get swarmed, I can light myself on fire.
I mean, I don't even have that.
Yeah, no, I know. Some of us probably just have like daggers or whatnot, but I mean, like, that's why I'm like, well, I got a couple tricks. I got like a trick or so that I can pull, but
Yeah, I am
it's not going to be
thinking
super effective.
purely, can I kill him?
Yeah, no, someone definitely needs to go after him.
I mean, to get within 30 feet for like thrown or bows or whatever, like all you gotta do is like run up
It
60 feet.
is 10 feet for daggers.
I mean,
Or
you can
20
take
feet for daggers.
you can take penalties and throw it a little bit further.
I'm already taking penalties for dual wielding.
Oh yeah, the glory of dual wielding.
Yeah.
You do have quick draw, right? I'm sure I've asked that, but yeah, I always gotta make sure like it's useful for a dagger thrower.
No, I do not have that one yet.
Are you thinking of getting it, or do you think it's like? I mean, it does cost a whole feat that could be like something else.
Yeah, I'm debating between that and the bookish rogue feat for when I eventually take the magic rogue talents.
Yeah, were you planning on going full magic rogue talents, or just like?
Yeah.
So what does that
Yeah,
get you?
both.
Like second level spells?
First level spells.
Sorry, is the first one like 2 cantrips and the second one's 2 first levels?
Let me make sure exactly. Where's minor magic? Minor magic. Minor magic, I can cast 8, or they're both just one spell.
Oh, really? They're just both one spell?
But with bookish rogue, I can spend 10 minutes studying a spell book to change it.
That actually that's pretty good, especially if later you get yourself a wizard and just keep a book.
Well, there's a list of different pre-constructed spell books that you can buy. I'll send you the link to it.
I mean, yeah, but I figured it'd just be easier for you that, you fight one of those student wizards one day and you decide to keep his book.
Oh yeah. But the level 3 universalist is what I'm looking at. 275 gold.
But what are you going to do with those 2 second level spells just bothering you?
I mean, I lose them, but I get Alarm, Featherfall, all the cantrips because a wizard gets a decent amount of cantrips plus Jolt, which is a ranged touch attack that's in cantrip form.
Yeah, I'm surprised the pre-constructed book has a rare cantrip in it.
Yeah. But it also gets Mount, Shield, Silent Image, and Sleep.
Value 275 gold. This is hilariously underpriced.
Oh yeah, look at some of those. They are very much so underpriced.
I mean, granted, I was just talking about giving it like a good book to you for a reward from a fight, but God, it's just Jolt for you're like that's just Jolt for free. Let's not kid ourselves.
I mean, look at some of the later ones that have higher level spells.
I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, I should look at one of the real high level ones and see what the fuck it costs. Because yeah, even
I mean, for 17,000,
yeah,
I can get a book that has Gate, Soulbind, Time Stop, and Wish.
silly.
Yeah. The most expensive. It is hilarious how cheap these books are.
Right. Oh, okay. I see Torgan is back.
Yeah. Oh.
Is his mic working well, or?
Yes, very finally.
Okay.
I'm so sorry that I went to hit refresh, like you said, my battery died, even though it said it had 40% left.
Nah, it's fine, man. It wouldn't be a session without some sort of technical fuck up.
Okay, so yeah, I that wasn't supposed to happen. So
That's all good.
what I was trying to do was, Torgan the alleged hobo is a little confused because he's never actually used the spell like this. I mean, it's mainly just in case he has a very terrible call of nature and there's no suitable facilities around, or if he really needs a nap. But this will work. A 20-foot hemisphere is the widest I can do. So I won't be able to get them all, but if I ignore the butterflies,
No, they're the most dangerous, though.
and if I'm willing to trap Gick and possibly Devrin, although it's not actually going to trap you at all, it's just going to gross you out a little bit. The range, 25 plus 5 per 2, so 30 feet. I can actually do this from here. All right. As a free action, I'm going to use animal handling and attempt to tell Unis to go hunt those goats that should be in the barn, because I want him nowhere fucking near this scythe guy.
All right.
So hopefully I can actually roll a decent animal handling, because in combat I can't take 10. We're just waiting on my character sheet to open right now. Roll 20 is taking its time at the moment, as it is wont to do. Handle animal. Unis is feeling very good. Unis is going to go hunt some tasty chevron. And he's got a 60-foot movement speed, so he's going to move double speed and just go hunt and get the fuck out of here. That's a free action if you have an animal companion.
Yeah.
So now, my actual Gick, Devrin, I apologize. Actually, Gick is not going to bother you for a while. It's just going to be kind of weird. And I will mutter a brief prayer to Marastal, I guess. And in a 20-foot hemisphere originating from these cockroaches, is going to erect a web shelter. So it's a 20-foot hemispheric dome made entirely of webs that has a hinged door capable of fitting a medium creature. I guess I'll put the door on Devrin so he can just go, oh, my suit, and just open the door. And then close it, on your way out. And Gick can do the same. The webbing is sticky. It is not sturdy enough to hold any creature with a more than a negligible strength score, but it can hold bugs, including swarms.
Yeah.
I don't have any area of effect damage, but I guess I've got a containment cell. At that point, I guess I'm gonna fall back behind my commanding officer.
All right. So, that is gonna win the day, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
I have never used the spell for this.
all right.
I literally used it as shelter. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's good on you. All right, Devin, what you do?
Gonna be annoyed for a moment that I'm covered in web now.
I'm sorry. It was a judgment call.
I will step back and shut the door that I'm apparently a part of.
Thank you.
Let's not do that again.
There was a lot of bugs. Like a lot of bugs. You were right on the cusp. I figured the best thing to do is slam the door in your face, so to speak. Didn't mean nothing.
And then going around the dome, gonna get to the other side of the street. And as I move, I'm gonna pull out both of my daggers. Contemplating climbing this, what's the building made out of?
Brick.
Damn. Well, no, brick, that could still work.
Depending on the style of brick and masonry at the time, there should be plenty of hand footholds. They're going to be imperfect, and they're going to possibly have deep grooves for the mortar.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Double move and closing a door, leaving Gick in there with a swarm of horrible creatures.
As long as Gink is smart enough to realize there's a door that he can see with his dark vision, instead of fighting all the bugs by himself, he's safe.
Yeah, no. I mean, Gick was reaching to go and grab a flask of oil to self-immolate, but just piecing out since spider webs. I know what spider webs are. Will just piece out.
Don't forget to shut the door.
Yeah, no, shutting the door behind him for sure, but just like a double move, get the fuck out of there. Like I said, wasn't keen on the idea of self-immolation.
Yeah. So, as your alchemist superior there is getting a bag of holding out from behind him, and he's opening up, going, so, you guys want to use some of these alchemist fires? Devon, you see, just, at an angle up above you, is Luthadel with his flute, and he's just looking at what happened, and he's taking the flute and he's just bashing it against the side of the building, the railing, I guess, is what you would call it, the overhang. And after it doesn't break, he just chucks it into the street in the middle of it, and he raises a card above his head.
I'm gonna watch where it lands.
Yeah, no, go ahead and take it later. And he raises a card above his head, and he goes, "You people suck. I'm out of here," and he just disappears in a cloud of smoke.
Oh, he got frustrated and left.
Yeah. But Deverin, as the party is burning this swarm down, and I'm sure the party notices Deverin going up into the middle of the street next to the bonfire.
I mean, I probably do.
You pick up a magic flute of Summon Swarm. Because I can only assume that you would sooner or later figure out what it does.
The wasp has a flute of Summon Swarms.
Well,
Just gonna put that away.
I mean, I'm saying the party saw you pick this up.
Yeah, I know.
He's never gonna let us sell. He would let us sell the sword game before he let us sell that. That is on brand.
Yeah.
The butterflies fly into the web.
They're not very smart.
Fair enough.
I will meet eyes with Torgan. Meet me at the Nightingale later, alright?
Alright.
You'll all have fun with the shite.
Oh, hold on. Someone's asking me something.
Well, that worked better than I anticipated. I used that spell to take somewheres.
You really couldn't hear me?
No, like I had headphones on.
Just asking if you're
Okay, Gick,
No, I'm fine. While I may be a dragon, I was not keen on the idea of setting myself on fire.
Right. I don't have any spells to damage things in mass. I'm more of a one-on-one sort of deal. Oh, hang on. I gotta go get Unis. He's probably chewing on some goat legs.
That's the first time I did at an avalanche.
Alright.
So yeah, there's pepperoni stuck all over the place.
We should never have bought that much pepperoni.
We didn't buy any of it.
Oh, I know we didn't buy any of it, but by proxy, I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can think of something to do with the turkey pepperoni, that will help.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
See you
great
later.
number of things you can do with turkey pepperoni, man.
I mean,
Pepperoni in general is always a great thing to have around.
Yeah, I felt like I heard blasphemous words that there was too much pepperoni.
Yeah.
I know.
No, in my fridge. Sorry, did I miss anything important, by the way?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
No,
in my
we-
fridge is about 12 pounds of pepperoni.
Sounds
hearing-
about.
I see nothing wrong with this.
It's not
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
here.
pepperoni log. They're sliced like fucking Hormel pepperoni.
I'm
Alright,
hearing-
less okay, but still.
I'm hearing
pepperoni.
pizza,
It's-
sandwiches, charcuterie board.
I've eaten so much of it. It's just the fact that it takes up so much room that like instead of that I could have like a fucking pork butt or something, you know?
You got dog?
Well, no, you smoke a pork butt and you make barbecue and
No,
stuff.
no, I meant, do you have a dog?
No, I don't have a dog. I have a cat.
Yeah, well, never mind then. I guess you could give it to a cat as a treat.
No, the cat does not eat pepperoni.
I mean, use this as a excuse to make a calzone, or learn to make a calzone.
I'm a fucking French qualified chef.
All right,
Well-
there we go.
We had no idea that you were even a chef.
Yeah, I'm a graduate at Johnson and Wales University.
Mazel tov.
Yeah,
No, I have an ex that went there.
yeah.
Then why are you bitching about having too much fucking pepperoni?
Because the
Put your skills
pepperoni's
to work.
bad. The fucking best thing I heard to do with a pepperoni from my father is to make a pepperoni ball, which is a dip, which I would certainly never eat. Anyways, so yeah, after you burn the swarm down, we're not really gonna have to go through the steps because that web shelter, man, gorgeous. And I'm
Thanks. Yeah, I'm a little relieved right now. I hate bugs.
yeah. And Barty and Gick and Torgan, I'm sure if you by time like the bonfire's going and everything, and you have a spare potion of like acid splash or alchemist fire or something, you know, Sick here, your superior, he wouldn't really care that you're holding on to it. Like he makes them real cheap anyways.
I'll throw an alchemist fire into my inventory.
Sure. I'll take a nasty
Ditto.
splash.
So, but before you people celebrate, and again, I make sure you people are aware that Devon is gathering magic items.
We only know the one magic item he grabbed, the
Yeah.
Swarm thing.
No,
Yeah,
that's
we
what I'm
saw
referring
him
to.
grab the flute.
Yeah, the flute,
that's
right?
what I'm referring to. That and the sword cane, magic items. He's gathering magic items.
I mean, hey, I
Well-
made it very clear that I'm ready to sell a sword cane at any time.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. If
Well,
you,
yeah,
I mean,
Gick does have a magic weapon now, so we are clear to sell the sword cane.
yeah. So we'll sell the sword cane, split the cash, and we'll let you keep the flute.
Okay.
I got no
Um,
problem with that.
But in the meantime, the dwarf is going to be asking, as he puts his bag of holding on his belt, going, "So I mean, we're not going to ignore that happened, right?" And he's like pointing towards the building where the man disappeared into a plume of smoke.
I mean,
He does that.
I assumed we weren't going to ignore that, but like, I mean, this is what I meant when I feel like these are kind of related events.
The dwarf's just staring at you.
This is like a thing for us. It happens.
How long has this been happening?
Twice this week.
He's just kind of staring at like the air. Like, he's just like, you should seek help.
Yeah. Lord
Why do you think we turned
Reclo.
the watch in the first place?
Get going, get.
No, but Lord Reclo seemed interested in our troubles.
Again, he's just staring at you.
I mean, I don't know, shady organizations working within the city to do terrible, evil things. Probably behind the thing that happened in the games. Seem to be behind some religious murders. Points back at the church. You know, we're looking into it, but I mean, you know, any help is certainly welcome.
So the alchemist raises the. He goes, "I understand that the city can be dangerous. I've met people from dangerous organizations, not like the Thieves Guild, where, you know, that fellow thinks that he's some big, dangerous, important person, but people of some real dark, shady calibers and twisted desires. And what these people are doing to you is theatric. I guess they're a threat, considering what that was," as he points to the burning bonfire that I'm sure a beggar is gathering near and roasting some dogs on. But, you know, he's going, a normal evil organization wouldn't do that. They would have just sick an assassin on you or something, or poison your drinks. This is all a bit fruity.
They seem to have some kind of message. It's not 100% clear yet what it is. But I don't know. Maybe they worship some evil dark god, and all their gods are not cool or something. I don't know. They're not. They haven't given us a pamphlet yet.
Strange thing is, he attacked you at first because you didn't worship a real god, and then he tonight attacked Devrin, who I know for a fact worships the goddess.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't quite know what their aim is yet myself, but
I honestly can't even venture a fucking guess anymore. The MO doesn't add up. It's the same guy, but he's acting inconsistently.
The alchemist is going to go, before we get too sidetracked, I'm going to go detect magic about what the hell that just was. And he's
I'm gonna go get my dinosaur out.
So yeah, the alchemist starts heading over to the building's roof to figure out what that was.
I have to go fetch Unis manually because he doesn't know the trick.
Alright.
I will. I'll follow the alchemist because that seems like a good idea to figure out how the hell he got out of here. Especially since we can't scry on these assholes.
Alright. What about you? No, that's all four of you, isn't it? Sorry. No, sorry. What about you, Devrin? I knew I wasn't forgetting someone.
To the Nightingale.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once I get there, I'm gonna go through all the items that I collected, along with the robes.
Yeah.
And proceed to sell them.
So, Barty, as you know, you get your you're going to go to the Nightingale and you get your dog, and Gick's doing his thing. But Barty, who goes with the alchemist, pulls up a monocle and to look through it, and he immediately goes, "Ah!"
Is he like hurt or is he like blinded?
Yeah, he's blinded. Which you could
All
say
right.
is hurting because it's so incredibly bright that it blinded him.
Detect magic.
You now go, "Ah."
Well, I mean, detect magic is. I don't think it lets me see things. It just lets me.
It's the you see an incredibly overwhelming aura of magic that you're just basically like set aghast by it.
What the fuck
Can't
is
handle the big dick energy.
That's great. Did I at least get a sense of the aura? Did enough to make like a spellcraft or a knowledge arcana check?
Let me check, because I think offhand no, but I mean, let's make sure before I go around saying no,
Mm-hmm. What's this motherfucker using? A freaking artifact?
Yeah.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, you can use it. You're just blinded for like the duration of which you stare directly into it.
So 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, let's be fair. If you're blinded for 6 seconds and you're not expecting that, it does hurt your eyes.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't say I didn't want it. Is that spellcraft or arcana?
It's a lingering effect, so it is arcana, because spellcraft is during.
There's my arcana. I'm technically the smartest.
And I'm going to have the guy assist you. There appears to be some sort of overwhelming aura, which just appears to be, and as far as you can gather, quite literally a random teleportation to anything. It could be, he could have teleported 10 feet down the street, he could have gone to another plane of existence.
So it's another one of those get me out of here cards.
Yeah.
Like, do I know if those are one-time use or if he can just keep using them?
It's an artifact level. It's probably just the one card.
All right, I'll inform our good detective here of that information that we have already known that he can use this item, and I completely forgot about it until just now.
Yeah. Which I'm also pointing out is, since it's an overwhelming aura and it's going to be sitting there for a couple of days, you still could have checked the area where he did it before.
I mean, we did, didn't we?
No, you forgot about it.
Oh,
All we know is that we see that he used a teleportation effect to go anywhere but here, and until we can follow that up, that doesn't help us. And until we can find out, where he's going to be rather than where he is,
Yeah.
I don't see what we could glean from that place, even if we had gone to it.
Well, we
Well-
do now know that it's a highly powerful artifact he's using, and not just like
Right.
a one-time spell. That usually there might be some like changing of hands we could possibly track down in terms of high-level artifact.
okay. So
Honestly, if Devrin could get up close and personal, maybe it could be purloined.
The alchemist here, your superior, is asking you, Barty, going, do you know... Does anyone in your entourage there have a dimensional anchor?
No, I
Not
think I might be.
yet.
Oh, there you go. I think Dimensional Anchor, isn't that like a 4th level spell?
I
Yeah,
believe it's a 4th level spell.
The alchemist is going, yeah, but I think maybe you should requisition a scroll.
That's probably a good idea. Although, that I know you haven't seen him run, but the dude can move at like 100 feet. The motherfucker moves faster than a cheetah.
The
How fast?
the
Like
dwarf
Manifold.
the dwarf gives you a look like he doesn't believe you.
I'm like, dude, he had no eyes and was using a flute to summon a swarms of creatures to attack us. And that's where you draw the line?
The the dwarf does go, well, I mean, the flute was clearly magical, and him not having eyes is clearly a problem.
And he was part of a group that summoned a bunch of people here so that way he can attack them for not worshiping the right god. And once again, you seen that he had an artifact level item that let him just teleport anywhere that blinded both of us when we tried to detect it. And you're drawing the line at how fast he moves.
The alchemist is going, I just prefer to see things before I just blindly accept the possibility.
Yeah, well, I saw it. You know,
And either
when he
you
was
see it or you just blindly arguing.
Yeah, they're just
it's
blindly
all
arguing about what's the word? I want to say schematics, but that's definitely not the word.
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was real fun. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't think we have anything else to do here.
Yeah, the forensics guy will go, I still got a few things going for me, but no, you feel free to do your patrol, maybe write a report about what just happened here, and tell them that since this is a multiple case scenario, that you should requisition some protective gears.
I'd be happy to.
Alright. So, you people go your own separate ways and, fill out the paperwork and stuff.
I mean, if the conversation about requisitioning gear comes up, Dick will mention that he did see a really strange-looking cannon that the watch seems to have their hands on.
The alchemist will make a check to see if he remembers that. No, he doesn't. The alchemist goes, I mean, yeah, we have cannons. It's in case of us, anyone. And it's a funny story. I remember people talking about getting the cannons in case someone decided to siege the city. But let's be real here. Who in their right mind would do that?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine anyone trying to get laughs. I can't imagine anyone trying to bring order to this chaos.
Yeah, as the alchemist says, you people are about to separate ways. The alchemist is going, well, that's just the thing. If someone attacks the city with all this, he uses his hand to move it like a gesture. all of this might be chaotic to you, but let's say there's some external force that's suddenly everyone's enemy. You'd be surprised at how quickly that becomes organized.
Yeah, well, these things are definitely everyone's enemies, but I don't see any frickin' organization. Oh wait, I'm not there, am I? My bad.
Well, I mean,
I,
you can still feel free to argue the point, though. Like,
yeah,
like a later
no,
thing.
Gik just kind of like waves it off. Like, I mean, it's not really a conversation he's interested in getting into in depth with.
Yeah, I know. You're just arguing viewpoints. You know what I mean? Like, the way I'm trying to describe it is like, yeah, I feel you that you would just like leave it at that, but you can see that he's a kind of like hard-headed individual.
Oh yeah, no. Gik will nod. It would be nice to see. Is what he'll comment on that last little bit that he would enjoy seeing the city come together. But I mean, like as a player, like, oh my god, someone trying to take this city, like with how vital it is to trade to so many other places, like the city wouldn't even have to defend itself. Other countries would come to its defense.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a very sweet spot.
It would be such a bad idea to attack the city.
That's why it's in the center of the civilized lands. You could argue that the civilized lands are because of the city. You know, a neutral independent. But before we table it completely, let me ask, Torgan, what are you doing before you go to sleep?
Well, I have to go and visit the Nightingale. Apparently, Mr. Creed is expecting me.
Okay, we can put you with Devrin's thing then. Gik.
Oh, Gik's just heading back to paperwork probably takes him forever. So, yeah, he's just gonna head straight back to bed after he's done at the night watch. Like, he's tired. That was a lot of paperwork. It's been a day.
Yeah. The Winter Witch.
Yes.
What you doing before you head off?
I mean, nothing. I mean, I don't have anything else I can do. I've pretty much I've tried nothing, and it hasn't worked. So
yeah, I feel you.
Where are you living these days? Are you squatting back at the place you were attacked, or are you living at the Nightingale for a while?
I mean, I was offered a position at the Nightingale, and I'm obviously going to throw in some. I'm going to take one of the lesser rooms rather than taking up one of the heavy rooms.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll actually pay for it.
Then,
they won't accept your money.
Then Devrin, as you're pulling out the half cassock and the ring of deflection the guy had, and maybe the fucking wand that's mostly eating its charges up, just the stuff the guy had on him that you took. Yeah, we have Barty in the background in like his his pajamas with a hot cocoa or whatever the fuck he has.
No, I would go in back to sort through everything that I picked up, away from prying eyes.
Okay, completely away, because I mean Torgan's going to the Nightingale too.
Yeah, and all he's gonna know is that I got his robe for him.
Okay.
And that's that. Everything else is my fee.
The most dangerous swarm, by the way, there was the rat swarm with like 20 hit points. And good God, the fact that you just it can deal a disease attack. That's why I consider it the most dangerous. The fact that it just became like a slow burning fricassee, so sad.
Yeah, no, fuck storms.
No, I know they're an awful thing. I know.
You know what AOE spells? I had a burst of radiance, which only damages evil creatures.
Yeah. Here are the items you got from him. You got the Classock, the fucking rope thing, a +1 chain shirt, his ring of deflection one. It's a ring of protection. I just call it deflection because that's what it gives.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, a cloak of resistance one, and his holy symbol.
And he said he walked around and collected everything that looked like it would help with resurrection.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's one more item. There's a wand of cure moderate wounds with an unknown amount of charges on it.
I can actually use that physically as a boot stick. know about it. Then again, I haven't arrived. I'm en route on whatever the night bus.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are all his items.
Well, keeping everything except for the robes in back, I'll take the robes, wrap them up nice and pretty, and leave them on the counter. And pour myself a drink.
Hmm.
Waiting for Torgan to show up.
Torgan.
Thank the driver of the night bus, whatever carriage I happen to catch at this ungodly hour.
Yeah, just some tiefling tips his hat to you and takes the carriage onwards.
Self, make sure I always have at least 2 copper coins in my pocket when I die to pay the ferryman.
I'll mosey on into the Nightingale, or if there's a bouncer at the door, I'll simply politely introduce myself as Brother Torgan and state that Mr. Reed is expecting me.
Yeah.
No bouncer. Just guys inside that will bludgeon you to death if I give the word.
All right, cool.
Bunch of
I'll-
friendly people.
All right, I'll keep one arm on Unis, and the other is holding my shield. So I'm unarmed, except for a baby dinosaur. And mosey on in.
Well, it's nice of you to finally get here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pull this away from fresh Chevron.
Wow. I do believe this is for you.
Goodness, I actually think you.
But keep in mind that you now owe the guild a favor.
That. And I'm aware that you're staffing not my pub, Bingham's pub, that he seeks my consultancy on with Thieves Guild adjacent personage, and I accept that. It's apparently just the way things are done up here.
I didn't catch the end bit there.
I said it's apparently just the way things are done up here.
Okay.
Oh, you're right about that. And I certainly intend on calling in that favor someday. Enjoy your robes.
Oh, I intend to.
And he'll actually slip off his old vestments, his old traveler's duster, the leather duster that comes with the explorer's coat. Explorer's outfit. Gosh, it's tripping over my words at this hour. So he'll take off his duster and put that in his backpack, then slip on the cassock of the clergy.
Yeah, the holy symbol doesn't match, but that's fine. I don't need it. That's not the point. Thank you, Reverend. I appreciate this gesture.
Oh no. Thank you. It's certainly a pleasure doing business with you.
I don't need a real sense motive to know how fucking novice that is. But whatever it is you need me to do, I guarantee I've done worse. Could I possibly trouble you for a stein of mead before I hit the dusty trail? Not
Barkeep,
wine this time, common mead.
give him a drink. Then I'm gonna get up and go back to my normal table.
Thanking you kindly.
Alright.
And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, 1 down, 2 to go.
Oof. Alright. I think that's a good way to table it.
Good luck.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think of a good way to word this. I know I'm tabling a scotch early. I was going to ask some questions going, did you guys want to do a independent mystery next session or something? Like an actual, module type thing?
Oh god, what? A one-shot?
No, it's not like a one-shot. Like, it's still you guys, your characters. It's just not
That's fine
related
with
to
me.
the overarching plot. Like you'd just be doing police things, like actual. You'd solve an entire crime in one session.
Oh, a bottle episode.
Yeah. Get you some
God, okay.
more experience and stuff too.
That makes sense. Oh, and I just realized I can actually command it to display the holy symbol of my deity or hide the symbol entirely. I don't have to actually match who it was intended for.
I was also gonna
Oh.
say, before the bottle episode, as we're gonna call it, I guess. It's gonna say like
What is it
if you
called?
like a week could pass or something. If you guys want to do any training or anything.
Okay. So a downtime week? Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll work.
a downtime week to do whatever you'd like to do.
Well, I gotta get the pub up and running and cure Agam, and I'll bring a contact point to get my. This is the part we have to officially establish. When we bring a contact point to get somebody, who is a spellcaster, are we talking the acolyte and apprentice tier, which is level ones, or are we talking mage and oh god, what's the other one? Priest, which is level 3 cast. Level 3 cast level.
Because it's
you
it's
made
like I said,
Ricardo a
it's-
level 2, which kind of you made Ricardo the perfumer level 2, which isn't on the downtime tables. That's why I asked.
That's what I'm saying. I just kind of make an NPC on the spot that fits for it, and if like you try, like for example, if you really wanted to make a contact point to like say you knew someone as powerful as Magistrix, like you're still trying to like diplomacy someone at that level. Like they're probably not gonna actually listen to you
no.
that well. You know what I mean?
God,
So-
I wasn't talking about that. Just level 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like if you want them to be more powerful, I'm not opposed to it. They're just probably going to be slightly less helpful than someone that's just that's their gimmick. You know what I mean?
Sure, I'm just thinking good steady work at a restaurant.
You
Plus
see,
tip.
like that. There, I'm not really saying you don't necessarily have to burn a contact point unless you really want to do it as a way to like try and earn extra money in the downtime. Otherwise, I'm fine with just saying like, yeah, you hire like a circlet of bards that come through like any other tavern would.
Oh, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about a bard. Like you know how hotels will have a permanent lounge singer.
Okay, yeah, like that.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking like a regular performer to come round,
Okay.
not a cycle of troops.
Okay.
That's why I'm thinking a more experienced bard or skald.
I'm sure some of you people might want to consider what you want to do if you're weak. Yeah,
I actually do have. I do actually have something I want to do. If you're,
Alright.
I want to buy a house.
Yeah, that's fine. What kind of house?
Hopefully, looking for something on the Lord's Hill. It doesn't need to be like an extravagant mansion, but fine housing. I know like a castle is like 8K.
Yeah, I was about to say you might want to ask Barty. Plus, the housing is probably a little more expensive here in Lord's Hill because it's a.
Not necessarily in Lord's Hill, but near Lord's Hill, and I am Barty.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm so sorry that I'm staring directly at Deverin's image, and I'm like, that's Barty. Sorry, I'm being a dumbass.
It's all good. Nope, I'm definitely not upset at all.
No, no. I'm saying like on or even a little bit near Lord's Hill probably costs just a skosh more because like land. What's the word? Like the gated community kind of thing for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to get a nice place, like close enough to. Like, how much are we talking here for a place that's actually in Lord's Hill? Because I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm pulling up the prices of it right now.
Because the prices to me are just not making sense. Like I'm seeing it, like to build an inn costs 2,130, but that's not like I'm not looking to buy an inn.
Here we go. You said a castle is 8K.
Like a small one, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Like it's been a while since I've ran
because looking at the prices of Lord Hill, things are running in the hundreds of thousands.
Jesus Christ.
That's because they're mansions and stuff. But I guess we could say that you live in the guest house of your friend.
No, I'm actually looking for my own place, so I'll try and get somewhere in the.
Okay.
I guess the offices are nearby.
Yeah, it's like to own the land there is like 1,000 gold for a building.
Yeah, let me find a place that I can convert into rooms, because if I can get this place set up for all of us and get it like kind of fortified,
So
it
like
might be a nice. Like I have a base of operations, and like maybe I can rent out the first floor to somebody.
over the
Makes
week you want to like get into some deal about like one of those derelict buildings. You buy it and you like spruce it up and you.
Right, I'll rent out like the first floor to whoever, and like I'll set up so there's a fire escape up to the second floor for us.
Okay, that's a
And like,
weird way to say that their fire escape is the entrance in rather than getting a staircase.
well, I want it to be on the outside of the building so we don't have to walk through their office space.
No, yeah, I can see that then. Yeah, you're being what's the word? Nice.
Well, yeah, that, and I don't want to be. See, being a shitty tenant makes it so. Being a shitty landlord makes it so people don't want to rent from you. But being a polite landlord that actually does what they're supposed to gets you more money in the long run.
Yeah. How about you, Warren? What do you want to do over the week? Did you want to try and pawn your stuff on the black market, or?
Oh no, Warren, are you muted again?
Oh, maybe he's stepped away. How about you, Gick? Tammy, you alright?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't.
There's Warren lighting up.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Warren. You can
Someone-
tell us what you want to do.
Stepped in. I already have the 6. I need the drugs and the Rockefeller, so I'm going to be working on those two.
Oh, you're
And
like,
selling the items that I acquired.
Alright. Do you want to give me a check on selling them, or are you just taking the half prices and like a quick, easy, no problems, no pissed off people kind of route?
I'll go with trying to get a bit more.
Alright. So, head off to the black market during the week. Diplomacy 20, that's. Okay. So, two things. They will either buy it at 60% rather than 50%, or they will buy it at 110% if you can offer a hand of glory with the product.
Sorry,
Right.
say that again. You kind of cut out for me.
They'll buy the stuff at 60%, the people in the black market that you find, rather than 50% of the item values. Or they will
Yeah.
buy it at 110% of the value if you can offer the hand of glory with it.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But 60% is just fine.
Yeah, 60%. You do know what I mean by hand of glory, right? Not the
Yeah.
That costs 8 grand on its own, so I mean, you know.
not that. Not the item hand of glory.
I've got.
I would prefer that item.
They are asking that they will buy the items at 110% value if you can offer the hand of the person that killed the guy with it. You know, as a collector's piece.
I will let them know. I will get back to them on that.
They'll buy it for
And-
60% now, and if you can get the hand, they'll buy the hand separate.
Yeah, I will sell the items now.
Alright.
And
Yeah, do we even know who killed the person?
Nope.
I mean,
I
we
don't
have an
even-
idea.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to try something stupid.
Forged dead hand. Good.
No, that pile of goo.
Oh! Did you keep that pile of goo when I wasn't looking?
No. To the best of my knowledge, it's still lying there.
Why?
I thought you put it in the jar on the. I thought you put it in the jar.
No.
on
He's
the,
talking about the dead flesh goo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could
No,
I? Go back
don't worry,
and get
Barty.
that?
I thought that for a second too, but I figured he's talking about the actual that being said, like it's still there, quote unquote. Like if a week's passing, I'm sure the church is cleaning up from the ordeal after the Night Watch and Day Watch have had their time trying to check on it.
Yeah.
You know, like bodies have been moved and stuff.
I mean, there's a good chance the dwarf kept it, as it is a clue. You would need like a member of the Night Watch to go and speak with him now, and try and get it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. 60% is just fine.
Right. So sell for 60%. Some other stuff happens during the week, I'm sure. Is there anything else? I mean, that you said you were gonna do something else. I already forgot. Sorry.
Yes, things that I will speak to you over the week about.
Oh, okay, you'll think about it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So Gick, before everybody heads out, I guess.
I mean, there's not. I'll give it some thought, but I mean, there's not a whole lot Gix got going on. So
Well, that's fine. You can think about it during the week. I figured you might just say you hang out with Carnage or train your hit points a bit.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of expensive to train hit points, and I don't have a lot of cash on me.
Fair enough. I mean,
We're not really getting paid.
I mean, you guys are getting money. Don't worry.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got a 36 or 35,000.
No,
Whatever.
but I'm saying that shouldn't really be counted. But like, you got a +1 magic weapon, and you know these people have stolen from a dead body and stuff.
You know, the amount of wealth per level on my character at this moment is more than appropriate. It's just in terms of raw coin to spend on training hit points. I'm not really. I mean, I'll definitely I'll hang out with Gick will do his normal stuff like hang out with Carnage, and now he's got to go to the dojo, I guess, every now and then. He'll be trying to clean it up and make it look better. I mean, this place is dusty and smells of booze.
Yeah, no wonder no one's in here. It's sad.
Exactly. No, I guess Gick's gonna spend his week like trying to fix the place up and whatnot.
All right. So we can come back to me during the week or at the start of the next game to fill in for the records for what happens over the week if anyone wants to add anything or change their mind about something. But officially it's next week is like, as you guys are looking up things and getting information about like the recent events and wondering like why hasn't anything really been bothering you since then, thinking why there was like attacks on our lives for like what was Torgen's words, twice this week, and then they kind of stopped. So there's some paranoia of lingering, like maybe they're doing some sort of build up for like another Ion Stone Circle or something. And that's what I forgot. You're supposed to remind me, Barty.
Oh, about the about frickin' Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo. It was going to circle back that the Night Watch was supposed to look into that.
Well, I guess that's what we'll be doing next week.
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing next week, I guess, as part of the thing. Yeah, I'll try and do it.
Small change.
Yeah.
Our regular entertainer is not as exactly going to be a level 3 bard. So much as they're going to be a level 3 wizard. But they will have perform in a way.
Alright, yeah, just a juggler type wizard. They're fun.
Yeah, and I will offer Devrin first dibs on using the first floor, because I figure having the Thieves Guild around will be a lot safer than regular office.
I have ideas for that.
All right.
So we can talk about it during the week.
So it's kind of just to help wrap things up because I gotta run soon. Was as he thinks, Devrin thinks, one down, two to go. And it kind of fades out and shows a little montage of stuff happening during the week. You guys return to another post of Night Watch. Devrin's not necessarily here, but he'll be picked up along the way because, he's got connections and he's your go-to guy now. Of another case that's happening that we'll go into more detail, but basically, you people are Gick, more specifically, I guess, is the more respectable kind of guy. And, a case is given to you, Gick, and you mobilize the force to go and take care of a new problem that we'll do next week.
Alrighty.
I do want to ask all of you, do you want me to sell the magic sword cane with all the other items?
You might as
You did
well.
say you would sell it when we had the magic weapon, and Gig did requisition a magic weapon. So
Yes,
if
but
you're
none of
not-
us know about that.
I mean, did you happen to see it shiny? Oh, he didn't pull it out yet. Fuck.
Yeah.
And we also like just looking at a sword wouldn't tell us it's +1.
Yeah, I guess you're
So
right.
at some point,
You don't have
would
detect magic? Yeah.
one of you bring it up and have me sell the sword?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Suppose.
Unless you're planning on learning how to use it properly.
I mean, like the next time, because Gick knows that essentially at this point we all hang out at your bar. I mean, like the following day, Gick will inform you about his new handcuffs and the sword.
All right. I'll sell the sword with all the other items.
All right. And before I stop the stream and the recording and everything, let me say something. Be careful using that flute. The swarm. I'm not like you should know. Swarms are stupid and will hit the person that summoned them.
Oh no, I have wonderful ideas for the swarm as distractions
Okay.
Yeah.
for my less than legal actions.
Even the butterflies are helpful in that case. Then
Yeah.
And what does it take to use it?
you have to play it.
All right, so it's just a perform check or use magic device.
Yeah, you have to perform it.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
I've forgotten a dozen times, but I get a +3 on all charisma checks with creatures that are also chaotic neutral.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
More
I
importantly,
will give
extra
each of
level
you 1,200 gold
stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
gentlemen at a
from the sword cane.
Excellent.
That's got you guys some spending money to go through over the week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
How much did that office cost me?
Like I said, it's 1,000 gold for the owning the office and everything, like the building.
Excellent. All right, so I'm at 1284. Cool. All right, thank you.
If you want, you can decide on if you want to you're renting out to the Thieves Guild. That's great.
Well, I mean, Devin said he had a plan for that, so we can discuss that during the week. Like, just send me a message or whatever. Or
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
See you guys
Alright.
next week. Until next time.
See you. And until next time.